Hey guys, welcome back to Project Bodybuilding here with the Project Bodybuilding Podcast, episode 32. I have a great show for you today. Partly thanks to my guests I have today. I've brought in Jake from Jake Ultimate Fitness, a fan favorite.
Yes, yes, I am a fan
Yeah,
favorite.
yeah, he certainly is. And then Mark, dressed to the nines today, of course, from Mark's Max Muscle. Looks like
Doesn't
you're about to, count some cards or maybe, deal me in.
Jacob's last name ends with Gson.
Yes,
My
it
Like,
does.
last name, my last name ends with Gson.
That's what, and we're both dressed to the nines.
Well, I
So,
would I would put you at the lower end.
oh man,
What do you
I
got in
tried,
there? A
man.
little bit of
I,
polyester blend.
no, this is a good quality Patagonia sweater. A good
That's good
old
for outdoors, but not
a
for a
good.
podcast such as this.
Of
This is
course.
this
You know
is
what
my
subjects
smart
we're talking about
attire.
today? Esteemed subjects that require some nuanced approach and a bit of insight. That none of which that your outfit really portrays to me. You
He
got to
has a
take
good
it all
voice.
off.
He's got a good
Mm.
voice though.
Anyway, we have some great
Anyway.
Anyway, we have some great topics to get into today. We are going to touch on the Prague Pro because I didn't do anything on it. I got to give my opinions on that. We have to get into our main subject today, which is Steve Weinberger on the Fuan Abiad podcast saying some interesting things. And of course, given that he is the head judge of all the major events, including the Mr. Olympia, we have to get into what he said about Nick Walker primarily, and then also Samson, and what he thinks about the future of the Mr. Olympia. And we'll weave in some things here and there. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to me, and everyone else on your screen. Everyone's socials are down in the description. Anyway, let's start. Mark, I'm glad you showed up today. I've got some, I've got some great things saved for you. Okay. Okay. I want you to critique. Well, maybe I don't know if we'll start with that one. Okay. So I saw this guy deadlifting, and we have to start with the memes, of course. I just have three today, Mark. Relax. I just have three, and I think you'll like them. I anyway, what do you think about this?
Is that an
So
even quicker deadlift than last time? Because
it's
you did the quick deadlift, remember?
right, but take a look at this guy and how strong he is. 275, 300 loading on bar. The
He's got
two and a
300
half,
pounds on there.
300 on the bar, MF. He's going for
Oh, but
315 now.
thrust there. See that? Any
So
That was
so
good though.
350?
no, it wasn't even 315.
300, 300.
Oh,
Dylan,
300.
what's your max deadlift? Have you ever done it before?
Not in a while. Like I stopped like
300.
deadlifting.
Okay. 300.
No, it was more than that. I stopped deadlifting
Oh,
like very early on in my
315.
career. Oh yeah, I could do that.
315, he says.
No, he says he's doing 315 next.
Oh.
This
Wait,
was just
Mark,
his PR
Mark, what
today.
was your best deadlift in your prime? Best
I,
deadlift.
I didn't even do deadlifts when I
Oh,
was
really?
Did you
young
do
in
him
my
like
prime.
this?
I only started lifting weights like deadlift squats recently.
Oh, I see.
I
Mm.
can do the most I can do now. You know
Because
what
I
I
was going to
mean?
say,
And
what do
I
you
don't
think?
even do one-time maxes. And I can do like 5 reps now more than I could do 1 rep when I first started doing them. So
You'd
I
never
was,
go into the gym and just get hyped like this guy?
no, I do. This
yeah,
is me
I
every time.
actually did deadlifts yesterday. Me and the wife went into a real gym yesterday and I
Oh,
did deadlifts.
he had a deadlift competition.
No, I just did
Oh,
deadlifts. I do straight leg deadlifts. Good
yeah,
for the
that's what
hip
I do
Straight
now.
leg.
please.
I was going to say, Dylan, I have a question. Do you
Yeah.
think I can hit 405 on the deadlift?
How much do you weigh?
Well, I don't know, like 165.
And how tall
I
are you?
did 5'9".
Do you have long arms?
No, Probably not. Like I have a good
I
proportion.
disagree. I think. Well, have you?
Is your wingspan more than your height?
I don't think so. I don't
Mm,
know. I've never tested that. No, but I was gonna say. So I've only deadlifted once, seriously, like a proper off the ground deadlift. I got 335 for one last year.
Just
It was
once.
only once. This was
First
hard.
time you ever grabbed a bar.
Yeah, that was the first time I've ever done a deadlift.
oh,
335 for one.
okay.
Then but last leg day at my school, I did 315 for RDLs for 8. So I
That's pretty
think that
good.
I don't know if it's possible or not because I don't know if there's a big difference between the deadlift and the RDL, taking it off a rack. And
Oh,
then,
there's a way big difference.
okay. Do you
Way
think that
big
that's a
difference.
significant enough difference to where I wouldn't be able to do something like
It's
375
it's
for one?
like we're talking 50 pounds difference.
Hmm.
You already
Okay.
have it off the rack. Seriously.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing reps, your second deadlift is so much easier than your first one.
Yeah,
If you've
because you got
ever,
that momentum and everything.
you already have it up. If you have it up
Yeah.
there and then you just bring down and up, it's so much easier than lifting it dead off the ground.
Yeah. No, I understand. That makes sense. I'm still on the road. 405 deadlift and 225 bench. I got 315 for squat. I got
Jake,
that.
do you think this is real? Like
this one?
315, I'd have to
Yeah.
watch your form. I seen
It
a
was
guy in the gym
it
doing
was good.
squats yesterday like this.
I've been doing squats with like the same weight for so long. This is my form. Look. You see?
You
It's
use
pretty
your
good.
fingers?
Yeah. You've never seen it before? It's the new wave, as they say these days.
Okay, why have your headphones like that? And it's clearly so they can fall off when he snaps, It's because otherwise you don't need to. They were literally not even on his head when he started the deadlift. They didn't migrate off. They started there. And
Well,
with
I
all
think
the
this is
hair.
definitely fake though. I mean, I think it's
No,
definitely fake.
okay, look, I looked at his account before we started. Okay. Email is in his account. All
Mhm.
right. He has multiple emails in his profile. He has multiple accounts. He's posting things like I'm like this. I don't think this is fake.
No, I think that the reason I say it's not, I don't think it's fake because obviously he's posting it, but I think that it's more so to gain fame and notoriety as
It's
opposed to like
irony.
actually doing it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he legitimately trains like that. I mean, who knows? I mean,
I
the
don't
physique
know,
isn't,
Jake. I don't know.
no,
Okay, maybe not like this.
you always have to speculate because my training, when I train, I don't know. I don't make those faces. I train pretty light, like relative to a lot of people. Because I just want to make sure
315?
that
That's not light.
Does it? Okay.
but
Doesn't
I
this
mean,
blonde kid, I've seen this blonde kid around,
yeah.
doesn't this look like a baby version of Kinson?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even really know what he looks like.
Vincent did a big flex picture there the other day.
Probably
Are we,
mid.
are we gonna check it out?
You never seen it?
I don't think so. I rarely go
This?
on the Instagrams. Oh no,
No.
I see it.
This is old
Down
though.
there. Oh, is it
20,
old?
2018. We don't know what he looks
Oh,
like now.
so we have no clue what he looks
probably
like
the
now.
same.
Probably
Probably the
worse.
same. Probably worse, he says.
Mark, would you ever do a one of your competitions where you get all your fans together, but instead of fans, it was the bodybuilding YouTubers?
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be
Hey,
fun.
man, they're welcome. They're welcome. In
That would be
fact, they all said they were going to do it at one point in time, but they never come around.
you got to
to
get
it.
that together because
There's a difference between
Well, Jake and I competed this weekend.
and recording it down and passing it in.
you saw the Mark. We competed this weekend. Dylan and I.
Yeah, right here.
Oh, he's good. Ha!
We had a big audience.
That guy's probably in pretty good shape.
He is. I mean, they have pretty good shape, but you got to wonder what's going on. You got to wonder.
Someone says embarrassing for bodybuilding as a whole.
No, not really.
Oh, come on, man.
If he was in terrible shape, that would be more embarrassing for bodybuilding.
Yeah, at least they're in good shape, and I mean, they look like they're natural, and it's pretty impressive. The legs look good. I mean, conditioning's fine. The dancing is on point. It's all solid.
It's the pose down too, guys.
Well,
it's the pose
yeah.
down.
This is
It's the pose down.
Jake. We're on the winter arc, so we need a proper training program. Luckily, I've hired a new coach, and here's some of his work.
Half, that's not it.
All the way down is full. Halves.
Kill. Good. Much looser. Nice. Beginning of July. So we got.
Oh, I like that one.
This is some of like the craziest like endurance. Like I don't even know what it's meant for training. Like, this is just
machines. It'd be hard if I owned the machines. I wouldn't allow this to continue.
Yeah,
dude, you're gonna break the machines.
Apparently, it's for
God.
everything. It's for he tags football, soccer, boxing, MMA, rugby, and runners, running, hip mobility, and he's also in California and Houston. So
training like this is so dangerous, though.
He says, what's the point if they have to run their fastest from point A to point B under 10 seconds? Am I reading that? What's the point if they have to run their fastest from point A to point B under 10 seconds? Does that make any sense?
What's the point? Is he asking?
I mean, there's no question mark. So
it's a statement. It's a statement. What's the point what is the point if they have to run their fastest from point A to point B?
The thing is, and I think that the comment down there by Average Joe Hoops perfectly summarizes what's going on. If you're training, and I don't know if you guys have had any experience, like, doing like track work or being like, I don't know if you guys ever did like serious athletics. I never was super serious, but when you're training for specifically running or sprints, you train the sprints to get better at the sprints. You don't do this. This is trying to like, I mean, if you're trying to replicate what you do on the track, but the weight room, you're meant to train weights to strengthen those muscles so that when you get back on the track, you're better.
It's an accessory.
Yeah. This is like negligence.
This is honestly pretty bad. And I mean, I don't want to get sued for slander, but this is crazy.
I don't think you'll get sued.
I think it's like very basic to understand that this is not the proper way to train.
Are you kidding?
If you're trying to run.
Jake, you can't do that. You can't do this.
I actually,
you can't
that
do that
stuff
either.
there though, the kicking stuff or over the wall is pretty good for mobility. Like that's like actually a good one. But this stuff here, you see how they're pushing it up, trying to like mimic you're trying to get more
squat or squat jump.
It's not a squat. This is like to get your push off power when you're at the line.
Yeah.
Right. That's training that. I've never understood doing that with weight, like on a machine. If anything, put like 5 pound, wrist and ankle weights around your body, right?
Yeah.
And do that. Because, I don't know, 3 sets of skedaddles.
I'm liking the comments, eh?
They're funny. Okay, last one. Jake, Winter Arc is not just about training. We're going to train not just our bodies, but our wallets as well.
Yep.
So, parents, we plan for you to start college this year. Us on our way to retire our whole families. So this is us downloading the Andrew Tate bundle.
Oh my God.
Which class do you want to start first? Andrew Tate Chess or Andrew Tate OnlyFans Elite?
I would start Andrew Tate PhD. Get my PhD so I can sell more Andrew Tate bundles to other prospecting buyers. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Mark, do you know about this Andrew Tate?
No.
Really?
I'm surprised. I feel like he's transcended across generations recently.
Yeah.
But he's one of the better figures in the community right now.
On my way to retire my family with body language and chess.
All right, but this is enough.
This is enough.
If they're not involved with bodybuilding, I don't know who it is.
Exactly. Me neither.
I had almost an argument the other day because they were telling me these names of these famous people. I'm like, I'm not lying. I really don't know who he is. Some actor or something.
Who?
Yeah.
What was on one of the podcasts I'm not invited to?
If I heard the name, I'd be able to tell you if that was the name they were talking about. But I know who Tom Cruise and The Rock are, and Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. I know him.
You're so gay. Jason Momoa isn't even good looking.
Looks like he's gonna be in the new Minecraft movie.
Guy Judger.
Yes.
Mark, do you know?
Yes, he says.
Who's the
I didn't know what you said.
Wait, Dylan, you're the guy I'm talking about. The guy.
Jack Black.
No. Jack Black. Yeah, Jack Black. How did you
I
guys
know
know?
Jack Black. I
Those
know
were
who he
two
is.
good. Those were two really good choices, actually. Jack Black and Danny DeVito. Those were both like spot
I,
on. But I
I
was thinking
didn't,
about
didn't
Jack Black.
fall off the. I didn't fall out of the loop until like 2005, something like
That's
that.
a good
Mm.
point to fall off. Everything got,
Yeah.
you
I mean,
know.
there
I
were
was like,
so many good
I'll
movies
watch it
before
anyway.
that.
Yeah. There's movies from the 80s that I find I've never even seen before.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
watch
I mean, me and my friends and I at school, there's nothing else to do but watch movies. So we'll watch movies from basically pre 2000. Those
Hmm.
are all a lot of the good movies. Um, so this is the Prague Pro we're looking at.
Oh,
This is
okay. I thought you were gonna tell a story. Yes.
no,
So
no.
I'm
He
gonna.
was going to say something, wasn't he?
I thought so. Yeah.
No, I was, but then I realized that we were looking at the Prague Pro, and that
Oh,
was
and that
more.
you were
That was just I,
immediately
I couldn't resist the thought of talking about
okay.
Shaun the Giant Killer Clarita or Chris Bumstead. You know,
Right.
can't pass that up.
Okay. So I didn't do anything during Prague besides live streaming, but I wanted to give my thoughts on it. But first, I'm going to hear what you two have to say. So I'll pull up. This is prejudging, and that is important. We'll look at both prejudging and finals between both of you guys talking. But Jake, what did you think? And I'm talking about the top two here. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Sean was really good, but I mean, if he's not going to beat Chris, he's not beating Martin. If he's not beating Martin, I don't think he's necessarily beating Chris. Or maybe
Yeah.
in that second case, that's more likely. But he was in a clear third. Everyone also, let me preface, everyone was in their clear placings except for two guys, and we're going to talk about those guys as well. I'm actually more interested in that. But in terms of the top two, what do you think overall?
From the prejudging and from what I saw on day one, which was Saturday, I thought that Chris Bumstead was in the lead, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the front double, I guess if you reset this post or something, it will come back up faster. But the front double alone shows you that Martin was slightly off compared to Chris, who was definitely at his best or as good as he could have been,
Right.
considering the 6 weeks. Look at Martin's midsection. He was tiring out really quickly during these posing rounds. And granted, they were posing them pretty hard because, you have top four in the world for open. And then you also have Chris Bumstead and then Sean Clarita as well. So I thought that Chris was winning the front lat spread, the front double. I had him winning the side chest. I had him winning the ab and thigh. And then that's already four
That's
poses.
dumb.
Well, what poses do you think he would have won? I could see Martin winning the side chest, to be
Not
honest.
the abs
But
and thighs.
really? Chris doesn't win the ab and thigh against Martin?
Yeah.
Just you wait. Just you wait. Or I
Yeah,
guess you
I'll
pull
pull it up right
You
here.
think Martin wins the abs and thigh, Dylan?
Yes, here's the finals. Here's the finals. Okay.
Oh, but Martin. So
Guys.
is this picture of Martin at finals, or
They're
is this?
both are at finals.
Yeah, I'm talking about prejudging because that video is from prejudging.
Okay. Well, prejudging.
Come on, look at
This
that.
is prejudging here.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's prejudging.
I remember when
This is-
Derek was around and you and Jake was like, "Man, that guy should be drug out into the street and shot for doing a vacuum." And I was like,
Yeah, but Chris Bumstead had a better crunched down ab and thigh compared to
didn't.
Martin.
"No, he didn't."
Here,
There.
Chris does
There.
not have
There's
the
your comparison
protrusion.
right there.
I mean, just look at the difference. Chris doesn't have the protrusion. He has, in my opinion,
I'd give this comparison to Chris because Martin's sweating and his stomach's
exactly.
sticking out.
See,
The
Mark knows.
finals, but the finals.
The finals,
The finals,
is no
I go to-
debate.
I go
the
to Martin
finals
in
is
the
no
finals.
debate.
Sorry.
No, the finals is Martin.
There's a different story. Look at the quad.
Yeah.
It-
No, I'm not debating
I'm not
the
even
finals
looking
as
at the
Martin.
vacuum. I'm setting the
final-
vacuum side.
I think, look, the finals is definitely Martin, no doubt, right? Which is why he inevitably won. But I think that Chris won four poses at least in the prejudging, which is
Okay.
why I was so shocked that it was a clear-cut win for Martin in both. But then again, I can see the argument for Martin winning the side chest, and I think that Martin would take the side tricep, the both back poses, and the most muscular. So, it could have been 5-3 pose-wise.
Martin's triceps not the best.
It's definitely not the best, but Chris's was pretty mediocre as well. I don't know
I
if
was
you
really impressed with that pose, actually.
really. I did not. I'm a big stickler for posing execution and not just your
He's a
muscularity.
He's a
And
stickler.
yeah, no, I am, and I don't think that Chris posed well at all. Martin
this
didn't
finals?
pose well either. I think
This
this is finals. Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
You sure?
I'm double sure.
They did the triple man call
It
out.
says right here. Well, I guess it says final call out. I guess that can be different. So, but no, the trunks are different for Martin.
I think Sean also should be commended because he looked very good. I mean, but here you can see the side tricep, right?
Literally, no one's talking about him, but he looked great.
Chris looked good, but he rolled over too much in the upper body, and I don't know, he didn't present the best side leg either. But Martin looked all right. I never thought he had a good side tricep anyways, but it was good enough.
That's objectively a wrong opinion.
No, like I never thought it was like a standout, like crazy pose because Martin's always tweaking his posing, show to show. He's always saying that he's well improved, much improved in the posing. And I think that was true at the Olympia, but here it seemed to have maybe regressed a little bit. I don't know though. Mark, what do you think of
Yeah,
of this?
Mark, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's less to do with who's winning how many shots. It was close enough to say that the guy that's in better condition, the guy that looks better is going to win. And I thought Bumstead was on. And it looked like Martin, breathing heavy, sweating, did not look very pretty at all in prejudging. Right. So are we safe to assume that we're just going to ignore prejudging altogether? Because the finals was, Martin was so much better in the finals that it kind of really exposed how thin Bumstead was beside him in certain shots. Then, I think Martin did win.
Now, which poses do you think that Chris was like thin against Martin in?
This one right here?
Even standing there. Just even standing there.
Oh, did you guys realize? I don't know if you guys here. Pause it here.
Side chest. Look at the side chest, how thin he looks.
Did you guys realize that Chris is, I don't know if any of you guys have done a comparison, but Chris is back double if you compare this version to like 2022, 2020. I think his back itself has regressed.
He posed it differently.
His posing was definitely different. I mean, I mentioned that in my thing. He's squeezing his shoulder blades more to get that thickness. But oh my God, if he would have kept it the same, he would have been so wide, right? I mean, we know that from his lats.
His 2020 back was really good.
I think 2022 is still the best, though, from behind, because the conditioning was just insane.
2020, he does the rear lat spread.
Does he do the rear lat spread? I think he does the rear lat spread in 2022.
He does all the poses in 2020. He does.
Okay, take a look at this middle right here. This is
2020 is my favorite.
Yeah, me too.
Check out 2022, though. You got to check out 2022.
I don't even know if they have photos of that because it's so underwhelming.
2023, he does do a rear lat spread.
Yeah, he does in 2023.
Yeah.
And in 2022, I know he does it in his finals posing routine. But I don't think there's any good, I don't know. I've never checked to see if they have good photos of it.
Superset Man has a video out there of all.
Hello, Superset Maniacs, and welcome back to my channel.
Yeah, that one. Look at that. Look at that 2020 back.
I think that you guys are thinking of the back so fondly for 2020 because of the stark improvement that he made from 2019.
It was thicker. Well, it was a fuller package overall, and the back was much fuller.
Yeah, but I'm still dead set on 2022 being his best version.
This is 2022 ever. Right here. Best version ever.
That's 2023. 2023.
No, it's not. Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, I didn't even look at the words. I didn't even look at the words of the title.
2022 small. I think he was too small.
This is 2022 right here.
I thought that he had such a good combination of fullness and just the only problem was the torn bicep. But even then, it was just a ridiculous.
On all of them? Didn't we?
Yeah. I had 2022 as the number one.
I watched your video and I thought he was the most conditioned.
He was definitely the most. I can understand the argument. I had it being 2020 in third, what was it? It was 2020 in second, I think.
If you say 2020 again.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
2023.
I'm trying to think about how I organized it. What are his top three best versions? 2022? Oh, that's right, because it was 2024. I had it being 2020 in third place, 2024 in second place.
This is 22.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
No, he was. I thought that he was spot on at this one.
I don't prefer it.
I'll be right back.
I don't know. But this isn't the focal point of the.
That's so true.
I could talk about Chris Bumstead all day and the best version that he presented, but anyways, what should we talk about?
I'll give you my thoughts. So I scrapped this video, but I had one prepared that had Martin winning very narrowly. I don't have the scores here. No, it's not on this page, so I'm not going to look around and find it. But it was very narrow. It was like by 11 points in my own score system, which and it's
Mhm.
it's they're both sharing points out of 100.
Yeah.
So I thought, and I had Martin narrowly winning at finals, but I averaged the overall physique categories together from both prejudging and finals to save time. And I said, if I had not done that, Chris would have narrowly won at finals, but Chris narrowly would have won at prejudging, but Martin would have won slightly bigger at finals. And he because he kind of sticks in the game at prejudging just because of how much more thickly developed he is compared to
Yeah.
Chris. So with Martin getting the slightly better win at finals, that's the better average overall. So I'd give him the slight nod
Yeah.
over Chris. But
You know,
I people that are immediately saying there's no way Chris could have won this. Martin is just this is bodybuilding. I disagree. I think there absolutely was a legitimate argument for Chris to win.
yeah, I agree too. I mean, had Chris won, I wouldn't have been opposed to it. I think that it would have definitely shown the competitors the direction that bodybuilding wants to go in,
Mhm.
preferring the lines and everything like that. And I would have, as a fan, I would have loved to see Chris win because there's no doubt that Martin's going to win a show later on. He's top four in the world. But
Yeah, and he competes a lot.
Had Chris won, I mean, it would have just been a crazy sign. And I genuinely think that Chris has some of the best genetics that we've ever seen in bodybuilding. Probably zero weaknesses, especially if he goes to open. Sure, his arms might not be the best insertion wise, but he has
Sorry.
no super weak pose, I guess, because his arms are weak, but in the front double, he has that great torso and midsection.
No one has
But
good arms nowadays anyway.
I
it's
mean,
like the
Nick Walker.
Lee Haney had the same thing. His front double was decent because of his torso.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, yeah. And I feel like Chris just kind of he has the attributes of a Mr. Olympia. He doesn't have, he's not like a Ronnie Coleman in the sense that every body part is just freakishly massive or
You're right,
freakishly
he's better.
genetically gifted. But yeah, no, I think Chris Bumstead's better, the best bodybuilder of all time. No, I'm just kidding. But I think
He's
had
good.
Chris Bumstead, no, he's definitely good. And I think that he might be the most impressive bodybuilder of this decade, I think.
Oh,
I genuinely think that we're not going to see genetics like that again, where he can be basically classic physique. I mean, think about his. I don't think a lot of people talk about this, but his neck being so long allowed him to appear bigger on stage because he increased
yeah.
his like he has the
That's my
body
finishing move to talk about that.
really.
I even have a toy that resembles him.
And it
A little
extends.
action figure. I even call him Mechaneck all the time. You guys don't know who Mechaneck is?
I do
No.
not.
If Mechaneck competed, he would compete in the classic physique division because he'd be allowed more weight.
Chris did get taller in 2020 specific, which was coincidentally the year he got the biggest. It had the biggest jump. And I remember watching because I watched every single Chris. I think it was 2020, but I watched every single Chris Bumstead video, and it was like, oh, I'm actually an inch taller this year, so I got 10 more pounds to grow. Like, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting how
Mechaneck,
that works.
Mechaneck turns his body and his head pops up.
hmm Mark, do you think Chris had a legitimate argument to win, or do you think it was,
I think absolutely in the prejudging he did, bodybuilding or not.
yeah? But do
It's
you
the
think
same
even on the
situation.
basis of bodybuilding?
In the finals, I'd have probably leaned closer to Martin. It's like the situation when you're looking at Nick and Martin versus Chris, because Martin has the more shape than Nick, but Nick's got the more muscle. Nick wins. Now it's Martin versus Chris. Same scenario somewhat. So you got to kind of give it to Martin because Nick beat Martin. So you can't really go back on it and say, oh, I'll give it to the guy with the better shape. Otherwise, Martin would have beat Nick.
Mm. In my judging system, I say all the time, I prefer a complete physique first and foremost, a well-rounded physique as well. I take a look at everything, for muscularity, all 8 poses that get an individual score, conditioning and posing, everything's included. I really tried to. I know a lot of people put a lot of emphasis just on the poses, which I don't think is necessarily wrong, but I prefer to make it a little more three-dimensional than that.
You
And
gotta be able
even
to hold those.
yeah, but that it's part of it. It's like everything gets included. Bad
Big,
posing,
big,
sweating, and
yeah, Martin's sweating pretty good right
I
there.
hated at the end how it was on like his nose. It looked like a beard, but it was like dripping. It looked like he had bitten into a wild animal. He like picked up a rat from the stage and like gnawed on it and then went out there and it just
Chuck
started
Norris did in that
dripping.
movie.
Like who?
Chuck Norris. You don't
Who?
remember that movie? Chuck Norris.
I know who Chuck Norris is.
They put a bag. They put a they tied him upside down to torture him, and they put a bag over like a burlap sack with a
Mhm.
live rat in there,
Oh,
tied around his head, and then the rat stopped moving. They were wondering what's going on, so they untied the bag, and Chuck had the rat, and he bit the rat's head off.
that's pretty cool.
He's tough.
Yeah, he is tough. But let's see. I do want to
Anyway.
talk. I do want to talk about what I think was honestly maybe we knew that the Cbum thing would be a surprise one way or another, but the biggest thing I thought was just so weird was Presti down in eighth. Let me make sure I have this right. Presti was eighth.
Yep, he was eighth.
Christian was behind Horse and Horse was fifth. And let me say, so Horse and Matthias Holloweg were the only two that had these scores different for prejudging and finals. Not even Chris Bumstead and Martin had anything outside of straight first and second. So that tips me off a little bit as to something interesting going on in this fourth through fifth region. And I thought Matthias was good, but respectfully, I don't think Horse had any business placing top 5 at this show. Christian should have beat him. Presti probably should have beat him. And I'm no longer afraid.
Really good. I don't know his name. I was impressed with him, and he didn't get a very good placing.
Well, what do you think about this, Mark? What do you think about this Presti placement and Horse placing top 5? What do you think? I have some pictures here.
Well, Horse looked a little bit better, but he's still. I don't know.
Yeah, say that again.
Presti's lag one of them was way smaller than the other. If you guys noticed.
Yeah.
Right, and that's typical though.
I know. So why mark him down now for it?
I think that the thing with Presti though is that he hasn't really been getting any better size wise in the legs, and he hasn't really been getting better upper body wise either.
Well, he had a bit of a setback, did he not? Injury?
Did he?
He keeps getting injured in the legs.
But the thing is, I don't know. Presti, he has a great upper body, but even then, there's something a little bit off about it. I think that all three of them are really complete from most angles. I think Horse is the least complete.
Christian is by far the most complete. Christian should have been probably
Christian Wolski is the most complete out of them.
He's maybe one of the most complete guys in the entire lineup. He's not developed to the level of Martin, but he's very complete.
I still think that Matthias, or whatever his name is, I still think that he deserved fourth. I thought that he was really.
Is that the guy that I'm talking about then?
Ooh.
Possibly.
No, because he plays fourth.
Was that guy doing cartwheels? I remember him.
Oh, then maybe it was him, I think.
That's not the guy that I'm talking about. I wasn't that impressed.
He's definitely here, though.
I like the cartwheel, mind you.
No. Nope.
No, it's.
Yeah, this is him.
Is this the guy you're talking about, Mark?
That's Holloweg.
Okay, yeah.
That's the guy that plays third. That's the guy that plays fourth, right?
Yes.
I wasn't that impressed with him. No, the guy that I'm talking about, he had a nice full back.
I know, I remember because I remember the guy doing the cartwheel, but I can't put a name to whoever that was.
Not that guy.
Yeah.
I wasn't impressed with that guy. He looked like Nick Strength and Power.
Yeah. I mean, he was good, but the thing is, he came from Classic to do this show. And it wasn't like a full transformation. He just wanted to do open, like Chris.
Just as Chris.
What's that?
Just like Chris.
Just like Chris, exactly. Great back, great elements, actually. I'm not a big fan of his vacuum and how wide his waist is, even with the vacuum, and how kind of like washed out the abs kind of are.
I still think that he was more, this guy here, I think he was still more complete and more sharper, more razor sharp condition compared to Christian Wolski, in my opinion. And I think that he had cleaner, I think he has cleaner lines too. I think this guy also came from classic physique and took some time off and then, put on size. I was really impressed with this
Yeah,
guy though.
he's classic.
Yeah. But I mean, is is Wolski better than Horse?
I
Hmm.
think I think in certain poses, yes.
Yeah,
I think
but he's
Wolski is
horse.
more well-rounded. Horse is freakier in certain shots.
You can't use
Yeah,
an ab
Horse has
California.
it's the best one I can do. That's also the most recent. What a dog shit show. But Horse, okay.
He, horse has some qualities there, hanging hamstring, things of
Yeah,
that.
yeah. He has a reserve of talent. Key emphasis on the reserve, like some may say an oil reserve is another place you'd use the word reserve. And he's gross. Not
Do you not like Horse MD? You don't like him?
anymore. Not anymore. I
Really?
don't
Not anymore.
look at the look. Okay.
He's got some qualities there.
It just looks so bad. Does this not look bad to anybody else?
Well, I just think it's because he hasn't filled out his frame fully. He has a really, like, I don't know, interesting proportions. But just check out the photos there. Or I guess we
These
can watch the video. But I think that his
Back double is
double,
improved, you have to admit.
yeah, it is definitely. I think the front double though is pretty good, even with the wider waist. He has good arms. Um, I just think that
oof.
his chest is still a big weakness though. Um, the thickness is just not there. And he could use some more, like, I don't know. I think it's just really the chest. He needs more chest bending
This
and stuff.
this right here. It's okay, and I hate to be that guy. Mark, I think you know what I'm talking about. It's
But,
new muscle versus old muscle. New muscle, perhaps maybe some fillers in there, and old
oh,
muscle.
slapped on clay, you mean? You mean he slapped on clay?
I think there are some parts
Well,
at
what's that word
minimum,
you I can't quite see that word that you
the one on this comment.
Yeah. Is that what you're trying to say? Something about that word?
Uh,
In
yeah,
in
insulin muscle. That's
oh,
exactly.
insulin.
Yes, no, it's like he got really big really fast, right? Because he decided to ditch classic. And there's a look that comes with that. Oil or not, there is a look that comes with muscle that has been added within a few months. And he's working with Milos, I think still. So
So not slapped on clay.
maybe. I think there are some areas that are sus as well, but I
But you mean insulin.
I mean both. The insulin part, the new muscle part, whether it's insulin or not, the new muscle part is true. It's true. Like it just has a certain look. Like muscle matures over time, and people will say there's no scientific studies to prove that. And I would say, well, I look at naked men all day, and that's my scientific. It's empirical data,
Insulin was invented in Canada by a Canadian.
right?
He didn't
Yeah, I don't
know
know. Something about Horse's like physique, there's just too many gaps for me to like it a lot. I think he has good poses, but I don't know.
he needs to calm his gut down, then he'll be just fine.
That
I don't
too.
even think he has a problem controlling it really. It's just wide and
It's
thick.
thick, and he's ugly.
When he does the abs and thigh, it looks like it's too full. And he's
Yeah,
got a beautiful
he
physique.
does have good, ab genetics and a good serratus and oblique,
Yes,
just
yes.
development and stuff, but it's just too thick. Here, look at the posing
Get
routine.
it in there. There's too much rice.
This one?
Yeah. Let's
Too
just
much
watch
cream
it real
corn.
quick.
Yeah, let's take a look at this masterful posing routine from Horse MD.
Oh, see this pose, he should not be doing that, in my opinion, because the
Brazilians
waist.
can't pose.
Well, it's not that. It's just the waist is too wide to do it well.
Well, that's part of posing is knowing not to hit certain ones, but they do it because they think it looks
But
cool.
what Rafael Brandao can pose well, I think.
Kind
No,
of.
my-
He gets
my
really
microphone's not
emotional.
even plugged in.
What's that?
My microphone's not even plugged in.
It sounds good.
Yeah, I didn't notice. Oh, let's take a look at this one right here.
He definitely improved his posing though. Oh man, you should have seen him at the Arnold last year, or I guess this year.
Yeah, and you know that leads me. And the Romania this year was worse than last year's Romania. So Jake, I don't know where we had him on our tier list this year, but he didn't get to the Olympia this year. Does he get to the Olympia in 2025, Jake?
Um, I think that right now where he's at, he's a top three competitor at most shows. Maybe
Right.
at a higher tier show, top five, like this one was. I think that there's too many flaws. Like his side chest, he looks so lower body dominant because his hamstring and the side leg is so good, but his chest is so shallow. Like look at it here. I don't know. I mean, you can't really
Yeah,
see
I
it that
can
well, but
maybe.
it just I don't know how to describe it. And he has way too many flaws. Like the back is a major one.
Yeah.
His traps are good, but he needs
Well,
more
have you
thickness
seen
in the
how he
lower body.
trains?
Yeah, I mean, he seems like the type of guy that's a genetic freak in the
Who's
sense
that
that
guy
he has
there?
some like
That's not Martin. Pull up
I think
who is that? Martin right there? Right there.
which one?
The guy in the middle of the gut. Is that Martin?
He's
Yeah,
not
that's
in the
Martin.
pose.
Holy suffering though. Look
Oh
at that
man.
gut on that.
Okay, but a horse's stomach is like it's not the stomach, it's the whole waistline. It's thick, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Hey, but it's whatever, Good,
Look at
good,
even the
good on
picture
him.
with Chris Cormier handing him the trophy there. Look at Horse's gut on that picture.
Yeah,
Just
we have
like
to
the
look at the
thumbnail there.
yeah.
Look at the size of that. Holy whale tank.
And
I
it would be
just
fine. It would be fine if he was bigger in the arms and bigger in like the upper body, to
it,
compensate for the wider waist.
it's guys, it
It
is
is a
just that
Casus belly. Yeah.
it's that
I'm
new
I'm with
muscle
Dylan now
look.
after seeing that gut.
It's a new muscle look, and he's pounding the food. He can grow quickly
He's
with
got the
the
Derek Lunsford chest there.
and that's part of the problem. I was saying the
Looks
same
like
thing
a
about
Trey
Derek.
Tillichman chest.
It's the new muscle look. It'll mature
Yeah.
over time. But look, Chris has a mature muscle look. Someone that's competed a lot, the skin is thinner. The whole muscle everywhere is much denser. And it's like I filled a water balloon with concrete for Chris versus horse. I just, filled it with water and it's squishy.
Wouldn't the
It's
water balloon bust with that weight of the concrete?
no, we're talking about two different balloons filled with different substances.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think that's good. I think we hated on Horse
Oh,
MD.
Mark, do you think he's getting to the Olympia in 2025? Oh, I asked you last time. You said no.
I think I said no. He could. I mean, look at the guys that do win shows. He could beat Theo Le Guerrier,
Okay.
right? Maybe.
Oh, he
I
can
don't think
win
his
this weekend.
goal-
This is a great segue into the next thing we have going on.
Yes,
He
he
could
is.
win.
Yes, he is competing this
He
weekend.
could win this weekend at the Bigman Pro. I don't want
Big
to talk
man.
about the show a whole lot. I want to get into our main subject that we have
Come
today.
on. Come on.
We'll go over. Hold
Mark
on, I'll make
Hector's returning. Come on.
Mark Hector.
Mark
who,
Hector.
Who even cares about him?
I do. I love Mark Hector.
What's so good about Mark Hector for you?
His physique.
Hmm.
Mark, I think you have a better physique.
Hmm. All right, hold on.
I'm
So
just-
who's competing? Who's competing this weekend?
I'm getting a list down of things of guys we can look at. There is a lot of people here, though. A lot of good guys, good European guys. You know that?
Big Akeem.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Kristen Volsky. Oh, this
Christian-
is a list.
Christian by far has one of my favorite physiques to come out of this year. You know that got his big break. Oh, Amir as well. I didn't see him.
I like Christian ever since
Oh.
the New York Pro.
Yeah, he
Akeem
really
Williams. Akeem Williams is taking this one. No,
I
one
don't-
cares.
Akeem looks jacked lately. You guys see Jack? How jacked
Yeah.
he is?
We'll take a look at him as well.
Dylan,
He
you
looks
shared his picture. I know you've seen it.
Akeem, if he puts it together, I think he's a real threat to like the top call out man.
Okay.
This is the best big man weekend that there's been.
We'll go. Okay, let's start with
Easily.
Mark Hector. We'll end with
Easy.
Akeem.
Well, let's
Mark
do this. We got
Hector.
to get this quick. We got to get this quick because I am hungry. Dinner is calling soon.
I hate you.
You gotta eat right before.
Mark, you know what I ate today? I woke up this morning and then I ate an ice cream sandwich and then went to go train. and then I
At
came
least
back
at
and I
least
got
you
on the
trained.
podcast.
You gotta get the protein into you too, though.
I know. Oh, well, you should have seen. I've been eating like crazy because now that I'm home for this week for, the good old
Thanksgiving.
American Thanksgiving, eating like crazy. At school, I probably eat 1,000 calories a day.
But it's got to be spread apart, though. Keep that
I
in
know.
mind. Not
I know.
just
I
all
try.
one and a little protein in every one, but protein's not everything, you know.
Yeah, of course, of course. Don't worry.
You're
I'm trying to get it in. You'll see.
Mark, your
Maybe.
husband's on the screen. Do you care to talk about him?
This is a physique that could be a top 6 Olympian someday.
Well, he was out because he hurt his knee.
Wait,
That
let's
was
see another
shoulder.
picture.
Wasn't it
Are
a
there any
shoulder injury?
pictures,
I think it was both.
Dylan? Are there any pictures of him from the front, like
With
posed
the
directly
quads?
front? Yeah, like
No.
front. Like
And do you
at
know?
There's the front most muscular.
No,
I have a
that's not
good
what we
feeling.
meant.
I have a good feeling. Well, I think genetically his quads don't have the best insertions anyways. Like they
Right.
kind of
Here's him
have that.
younger.
They have like that slanted down look. They don't have that full sweep look. You know. Uh, I think that he has a great physique. I mean, the midsection, the upper body is just amazing. But we have yet to see what the legs will look like on stage. So
Last time he competed was in 2022. I
Yeah, he did
remember
that.
everyone was like, he's going to win the Arnold Classic UK. And then he got beat by my boy, Patrick Johnson.
Yeah.
I love Patrick Johnson.
He did the tsunami? Was he in the tsunami?
Yeah, I'm not
I
going to look
didn't
at that
even
one.
realize he was in the tsunami.
I didn't either. The
Here,
lighting
let's
was
see a
bad.
front. Let's see a front shot here.
Yeah, let's see a
I
front
knew he was in
double.
this Arnold UK. Yeah, that's way out of whack, eh?
Well,
And
he
then
was
he was in the Tsunami France, which you can't find anywhere. Or not the Tsunami France, the something.
Yamada Pro.
Oh, yeah,
Yamamoto.
Yamamoto, France.
Yeah, I think there's enough to see right here. The
Yeah.
legs just were not up to par back in the day, and the upper
now-
body was not even like he didn't have the freak factor really either. But now, I mean, he looks pretty good, right? I mean, but I just he doesn't look massive.
He's not.
He doesn't
He's not.
like he's a shorter guy or no? I don't
Yeah,
know.
he's not that tall. He's not that
Like,
tall.
so the thing is like he doesn't have the crazy insertions of the legs
This looks
to
kind of
match the upper body. That looks good, but look at the legs. They almost look like John De La Rosa legs.
And he got hurt in the knee. And I think you're right. He did get hurt in the shoulder, but I think what happened is he got hurt in the knee, but he had a
Right.
lagging shoulder thing to take care of. Don't quote me on that,
Mhm.
but I do think he had multiple things to take care of in this 2-year period.
So it's not looking good, in other words, you're saying.
No,
No, I think that he could shock us. You never know. Maybe he'll come in peaked to perfection and everyone else is not. Right? I never rule that out. Because
Well,
after all,
bodybuilding's like that.
what?
Bodybuilding's like that. Like in
Yeah,
no
yeah,
other
yeah.
sport, if you're gonna get injured, you can't keep up with these guys like running speed and strength. But bodybuilding, it's all about if you look good. So if he
Yeah.
looks good
Mhm.
enough, so if there's any sport that he can bounce back from, it'll be this one.
So I think that I never rule anyone out, especially if they've been, I think he's placed pretty decently at his shows he's competed in the past. So if he's improved,
Hey,
I have no
he
doubt
beat
that he'll place
Samson.
within the top 5. Right?
Did he not beat Samson?
Could he not beat who?
Win.
He did beat Samson at the British Grand Prix, 2020 British Grand Prix.
Oh, please.
What?
Oh
it up.
man.
No one else transforms like Samson, though, so. And Samson hasn't had lagging injuries. Okay, my
James
bad.
Hollings
Yeah,
could
see,
beat him. James
This is
Hollings had
enough.
one.
This is enough Mark Hector looking at though, because
I
I think
agree.
that we
Maybe I was wrong about the knee thing. I think the shoulder thing was correct, but I think maybe I was thinking of what's the other guy? The other black guy. The only one in the sport.
Oh, Ronnie Coleman.
No.
He has problems with his knees.
Who hurt their Achilles?
Jeremy
Patrick
Buendia.
Moore. Patrick Moore.
Mm.
Patrick Moore.
This guy's British, though.
Yeah, but they do kind of look similar, no?
Well, he's more like James Hollingshead because he's British.
This guy.
Patrick Moore.
Yeah, Patrick Moore. The guy that placed 10th at the 2019 Olympia?
Yeah.
The curse of the 10th.
The curse of the 10th. Yep.
The only man to nail it just
Jake,
the
what do you
once.
think about him? I've seen him do this pose throughout the
Jake is
timeline
getting
up here.
so fed up with Mark Hector right now.
No, but what do you think
Yeah,
about this?
I
Do you
hate
think this
Mark Hector.
execute really?
I
Do
can see
you?
it in his eyes.
No,
Yeah,
no,
can see
no,
it in
no.
his
I
eyes.
literally I have nothing against him.
What do you think
What
about this
what him?
execution? What do you think about this?
I
execution?
think I don't know why is he doing it for. You know what? You know what? I've seen Phil Heath and Kevin Levrone. They go into the most muscular. They twist to the side and then go into the side chest. Right?
hmm
I've seen them do that. He looks like he's trying to do that, but it's not. It's probably the angle of the picture. I don't really care, and I never have cared about what people have posted in updates because
Oh
people can get
well.
wrapped up in the drama and stuff of saying like, oh, they look good or they look bad. I don't really watch update videos to be honest that often. I just like to see what they look like on the day because, like Mark said, this is one of the sports where it just matters how you look on that day. That's really it.
Oh well. I'm glad
Uh,
you guys are very pragmatic and stoic about your decisions.
yes, I'm
Well,
very.
that's just it. Because Ronnie Coleman, his update pictures never looked that impressive. It was when he was on stage.
I mean, yeah, same with Phil Heath. I mean,
Phil Heath.
Phil
Look
Heath
at
was one of the guys
Dennis
that looked.
James. Look at Dennis
I don't think
James. He was the man in the gym.
Okay, let's talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Amir. Here's a guy that I don't get the hype for at all.
Oh, you don't.
I don't really like him at all.
Interesting.
I
On a
I don't
personal
mind
level.
him. I don't mind him. I think
Interesting.
that he's got great. He actually, in my opinion, has no seriously weak poses,
I
but he
disagree.
has no. But the thing is, he's weak in every pose. So he's not
Oh,
serious.
okay.
He's not.
He has no
he's
drop
not-
off. They're all
Exactly.
For
awkward.
this compliment, and then he just insults him.
Well, look.
at the
So just
condition,
look
though.
at the
Come
rear
on.
double. Look at the rear double, for instance, as a single pose. Pause it or something. I guess the back is like whatever. The lower body is like really peeled and dialed in, but it's not massive.
Right.
And then the arms aren't super big. His conditioning is his biggest strength, and I think that's a good thing when you're a up and coming bodybuilder. So
Yeah.
you can prove to people that you can get shredded. You prove it to the judges. Rear lat spread, same thing. Missing
Awful
a lot of
pose.
thickness and development.
Literally
But
fix it.
he does have
Please.
that high quality no GH look. High quality no GH
Yep.
look. It's there.
Yep.
But here's the side tricep. I actually have seen him hit this pose, and I think he leans too far forward. I think, yeah, too far forward. Midsection is a little blown
Yeah.
out. And look at the chest; it's not very thick.
No,
And
not
look
at
at the
all.
hamstring. Look at the hamstring.
Doesn't he
Biggest
pose a
weakness
little
of a
bit?
lot of guys.
Doesn't he pose that a little
Respectfully?
bit more?
What's that?
Is he not? He's not in the pose yet, is he?
I think he is.
No, that was.
Oh, he was too. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was.
But I will say his arm and shoulder combination in the side tricep are very underrated. That's actually a highlight for me.
I like how he tried to distract us from the train wreck that is the midsection. He's like, hey, look at those quads. Am I right?
Oh, there's nothing worse than when they point at a muscle.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh, remember
Okay.
Bruno?
Green Earth, worse
Phil
than
Heath
that.
doing it with the hamstrings. Come on.
Do you remember Bruno Santos at the show where he won right before the Olympia? He was pointing at his glutes.
Yeah.
Was he?
Or it was actually a show. He did a show after he won that one, and he was pointing at
It
his
was
glutes.
Legion. Legion.
Yeah, and he
Phil
wasn't.
Heath
They were
pointed
not
at his
strided at
hamstrings a
all.
little bit different, I guess.
Because
Yeah, I
he
mean, that-
he backed it
Well,
up.
What I always say is if you point at the muscle, it better be the best in bodybuilding history.
Like
And
Phil's
I
hamstrings.
Or
guess
Jay
it-
Cutler pointing at the quads.
There you go. There you go. But him pointing at his little tiny quad like that, I can see it. I can see it, Amir. I can see it.
Yeah, well, it immediately makes me want to go look at the other things. And also, on the side tricep, which is going to come up, respectfully, Amir, you should stop leaning forward because it shows your gyno too much.
He should
Yeah,
point
that
at
too.
his
I
glutes.
saw
Look
that.
Look at how shredded he is, though. Come on.
That's also another reason why I don't like his physique. You know, it's a pretty apparent gyno. It's like when you're at this level, it's worth it to get the surgery. If you're just doing amateur competitions, I'm less harsh because, you know, it is what it is. A lot of people don't even have, a lot of people, it starts with puberty, you know, like it's just how it is.
He's their
Um,
guy now?
What? Yeah, he has
Amir's
gyno.
Maybe a little half of a Fig Newton.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
man.
Guy at the gym there
Ooh.
yesterday, he had gyno that big.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thankful. I've never had to deal with that problem. I know a lot of people that do though. But I will say, let's actually the guy that we should take a look at is Akeem.
Nope.
No,
Not
come
yet.
on,
Why
that's
not?
my favorite guy. He's
Okay.
like my favorite guy.
Wait, we're not done. We're not done. Okay,
Bob
actually,
Ciccarello got mad at us for saying Akeem should have won this event.
Really?
well, he should
Bob
have.
and
Really?
Sean Ray. they
Wait,
got
were we
mad.
referenced?
I I think they just said those channels out there
Ah.
and their little
Oh.
opinions. They can't darn them in their opinions. They shouldn't
Yeah.
have opinions. Let's keep bodybuilding small. Let's prevent
Okay.
people from even wanting to be fans of
Yeah,
bodybuilding.
exactly. So let's talk about the people that have competed recently. Horse, Matthias, Presti, Christian, and then Akeem. You're saying this is Akeem's show to lose. I think the shot is so incredible. I like how the arms are literally like the biggest thing here.
Yeah.
Arm dominant physiques they just do something for me.
I will say though, his midsection looks a lot better here than it does on stage. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of his midsection, but I mean, the lines are really there though. He's got the lines to back it up. Can we look at like a posing routine from his last show, maybe? I feel
No.
like that's like a good. Oh, come on, man.
On it. He was just on there, the Romania.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
what he-
We were just
Yeah.
there, man.
Yeah.
Always selling. Dylan's always selling.
I'm always serving.
No,
What's
not this
selling
time.
mean?
You don't know what selling means?
Is that like the opposite of serving?
Yeah, it's like you're
Selling
throwing.
is a pro wrestling phrase. Selling.
What does it mean in
Yeah.
pro wrestling?
I was really good at selling.
Yeah, like you're
Oh,
selling.
well, yeah.
If the
I
guy
see what you mean.
punches me in the head, and it's like he no sells him.
Oh,
He
yeah. I
doesn't-
will say Akeem
doesn't take it,
never
that's
looks
a
as
no
good
sell.
though. I think Akeem he never looks as good on stage as he does in the updates.
Then why
But he
did I
does-
pull this up?
No. But he does look good though. But like, I think that his oh man, the side poses are good though. But I think I will tell you, his head, his body is like he has like the Hunter Labrada problem where his head is
He's
like
thick.
big.
He's a big guy.
No, the head is big.
Oh,
His
poor
head is
back.
like big, and his body isn't proportional to match his head. Not in a bad way. I don't, it must. He's a smart guy.
I
But
want to know what it feels like to have this back. You know what I mean? Like I want to know what it feels like to do a lat pull down in a row with lats that short. You know what I'm saying?
do you think it feels any different?
It has
think-
to.
I wonder, like, what happened? Is it like a genetic thing? Is it like actual muscle, like atrophy, nerve, something? Like, what happened?
Car
It
crash
just-
and also getting old.
Yeah,
Never,
car crash.
never good genetics anyway. Also,
Never
I don't
good
like the
genetics
quad,
anyway.
the quad disparity.
I didn't even notice that.
Oh, I noticed it big time.
And neither will the judges.
Are you kidding me? Mark,
well, I'm the
Mark,
judge.
look at
I'm
that.
the judge.
Mark,
I'm the
look
judge.
at that.
Hey, I'm the judge. I'm not going to
He's
notice.
not
You
getting
can't
any
judge
better.
crap. You can't
He's
even
definitely
judge
not
this
getting any
disparity.
better. He's bringing good shapes, good conditions to these events, but his physique is getting worse.
I would say that's accurate.
But he's been able to bring, like Nathan Diasha, he's been given a good little run there, but his
Right.
physique's not getting any better.
You know what I hate? You know what I hate? And I'm guilty of this, and I'm done saying it. This is so and so's best ever. Once he nails it from not nailing it in a while, or like we haven't seen it in a while. Like, oh, this is
Go
Nathan's.
rewind back and look at them back in 2020. It's like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, he was big, full, and yeah, the condition is a little better now, but like that doesn't mean it's his best package ever.
No. Diasha, guys like this guy, they're never gonna be as good as they were back in 2020, 20,000 or 2018 for Diasha.
I feel like for Akeem though, there's not really much disparity from 2020 to now.
I
Oh,
think
yes,
if you
there
really
is.
put him,
Oh, yes,
if you
there
put
is.
them together, yeah.
Look at his back
No.
in 2020. Look at
Oh
his
well,
back. in
back
2020.
wise, sure, but like
Yeah,
it's only like there's
that-
only two poses.
why does
only
my-
two
That's
poses.
his
do
weak
that.
point, though. That's his weak
Yeah.
point.
But I mean,
Your
I think
strength and
I
your-
guess maybe for
Yeah,
me,
well,
I'm so used to seeing his back so bad that it's like, oh, it's whatever. It's
Let's
like
take
I
a look at
expected it
2020.
anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there,
Yeah,
there's
have,
part
a,
of that.
have a look at him in 2020. Look at his front lat spread.
Was finals
as opposed
better,
to
Mark?
now.
Oh well, I know his front
No,
last.
no, I think
Crazy.
prejudging he was better. I think he
I
was
know you're a
better.
big Akeem fan, unironically.
Who, me? I am.
Yeah,
Look at him. Look at him here. Look.
yeah, that's crazy.
Now his backs. Look at the lats are so full.
Okay,
Maybe he had some.
okay, bro. I don't know. Let's temper expectations. Like this is still horse shit. Like
Well, it's not very good, but look at his lat spread. Look at his lat spread, and then look at his lat spread now. And you tell me.
yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go back one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, but check his most recent update for the lat spread, the rear lat spread. No, this is something
Now
You've
look at
never
him here.
seen
and
this
his lats
before.
red.
Look, he's magically put on.
Oh wait, this one?
I don't know. Maybe
I
it's
think you mean this one.
Yeah, I think it's that one.
I
But
think there's
lats are-
actually, unironically, a
long.
little more back there.
Then
Here, go to the
2020?
next one though.
You're
Go to
crazy.
the next
No,
one.
not than 2020. Just
Oh,
What? Wait, there's
Yeah, 'cause-
there's a
'cause
rear
look at
lat
his
spread.
lats. They're swooping up.
There is a rear lat spread somewhere.
are
Maybe
you
it's
sure?
further up. It might have been the one there. If
No,
you go to
it's
the
not
next
there.
one. Oh, is there no other?
There's no.
Man.
He's got a great Christmas tree area. It's shredded, but his lats are getting.
Yeah, that's where the
smaller.
surgery was.
Huh.
Did he have surgery?
No, I'm kidding. I don't.
Oh, I
know.
was gonna say then that explains it.
Okay,
Oh,
here's
rear lat
some.
spread, rear
Yeah,
lat
that's
spread.
Here's
right there.
pre-Romania. Pre-Romania.
Yeah, his lats are just gone. It's all.
Yeah, it's an
lower
upper
back.
back spread.
Yeah.
But
You tape
because he's
yourself up like
competed,
that.
what?
You tape yourself up like that.
I like to
before,
feel like a mummy before I squat. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. All right, that's enough Akeem. I like
Okay.
Akeem.
Well,
He's a good guy.
it's time to make predictions, though. If we're gonna, let's go back to the list.
Mark Hector by far. Akeem Williams in second. Chris
What?
Bumstead in
Are
third.
you? Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. I was getting a little.
Come on,
crazy
man.
there. Okay,
Actually-
Mark. Do you want to go first?
Well,
Oh, great.
Wait, you guys saw that Lewis Breed is competing at this one?
I did. I didn't get around to him. He was on my
Wow.
list.
I like that guy.
top of the list,
He didn't
He
get
has-
the props last time, though, at the
His
Europa.
shape is so unappealing, but his
Whoa, Adolf is
condition-
competing here from Germany.
Burgart.
Oh, sorry.
Burgart.
He sounded like somebody else I knew.
Oh, that's right. All right, but anyways, Mark, what is your prediction? Your top
mean-
5?
Is Hallwack will win, won't he? Will
No,
Hallwack-
no.
They won't give it to him, please.
You don't think that Hallwack will beat Akeem Williams?
No. Side poses.
He
Holwick
should.
is pretty bad in the side poses, in my opinion. No, not that bad. He's just not thick enough yet.
Let's go
Akeem,
back
I
and look
think-
at Matthias.
Do you think it's possible for Lewis Breed to win this one?
No.
by far, yeah. I think it's gonna be top 2, Lewis Breed and Mark Hector.
Do you think he's a Cyclops?
Who?
Lewis Breed. Do you think he looks like a
racist.
Cyclops? I think he looks a little bit like a Cyclops.
I know
little
what you.
bit.
Yeah, like a brute.
No,
Like-
like a Cyclops. Yeah,
Some kind of ogre.
One eye in the middle.
I don't know if he hits any are there any pictures of him, or are we gonna?
Who, Lewis Breed? The Cyclops?
Oh no, of Matthias. But we
Why
already
do you
looked
keep?
at Matthias.
Why do you keep saying Matthias?
I don't know.
I'm
I
not
don't know how to-
interested. I'm not interested in Matthias.
It's- I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it's definitely not Matthias.
I'm not interested in his physique.
I've met
Okay, but
people
it's
named
pretty good.
Matthias.
I've seen him in other magazines.
Excuse me.
I'm not
All
interested.
right, let's take a look at Lewis Breed and then make the top 5.
Yeah, let's take a look. I'm sure our time will be well spent here.
Yeah.
Christian
Oh,
Wolski could win this one.
I think
I don't
so.
think so.
Oh, you don't, eh?
Well, that's dumb.
I just don't think they would give it to him.
Here's him
Really?
at his last showing. Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis Breed is definitely winning this one.
Are you saying that unironically?
No, I'm being joking.
Cyclops a little bit.
I think that Lewis Breed is good though. I like his physique.
Like his
He
jaw.
brings,
I only
like,
see
a-
one eye in that picture.
Here's him with the lady.
Another
Wow.
just one eye.
Oh, he looks
Perfect.
like a cowboy.
Oh, they
There he is
elope.
with
They had
Elvis.
like one of those elope weddings. You know, it's like, oh, they're not eloping, but you know what I mean. It's like we just got married in Vegas, but it looks like Nashville.
You wouldn't be able to be a
Mm.
cowboy. They go too many hours without eating out on
Ma-
the range.
Oh yeah.
There'd be no way he'd be a good cowboy.
Okay, everyone, let's rate his wife.
All right, we got instead of rating his wife, let's rate our
Jake
predictions.
doesn't like that idea. I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's rate his wife. And Jake's like,
Okay,
"No, no,
fine,
no."
fine. I'll pull this one out. Let's rate Antoine Vaillant's wife. Any takers?
Metal Man.
I have no clue what. I didn't even know he had a wife.
Oh, I think it's just a girlfriend. I meant Madelman. I was
Oh.
trying to appeal to Mark's senses.
I bet you I'm subscribed to her Instagram.
I bet you're subscribed to her OnlyFans.
No,
Mm.
no, I don't. She doesn't have one.
No, that
Mm. What
anyway.
happened?
Very bad.
Anyway, sorry, I was getting distracted. Okay, I have. Let me make sure. Okay, I'll put Lewis on the list. I have a short list of 7 names I'm thinking of. Oh man, but it's. I always have trouble. That of these guys that place like top 8 through 4 at a pro show, but now these are the majority of the guys making up the show. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to predict those.
Yeah.
I think I can give a pretty good opinion
Okay.
on how this is going to be.
All right.
I see Akeem Williams winning.
Okay.
I think hands down. I see Matthias Holweck and who's the other guy? Christian Wolski and Horst MD fighting for that 4th through 2nd spot.
I didn't put Horse down.
I just think you have those 3 guys again. I think realistically, based on previous placings, Matthias, he should come on top, like 2nd place. But
It makes
I don't know.
sense, yeah.
It makes sense, but I don't really know because it could have, maybe he's not going to be as good. And don't forget, there is obviously Amir, who's been a top finisher in a lot of these shows as well.
They really like him. Conditioning kills.
They really do. But I don't think that he would beat a guy like Matthias. I don't know.
I think
Mark
Lewis
Hector
Breed is just a better Amir.
I got
but
some guys here.
Amir is just taller though and has better shape too. I think realistically we would see Akeem Williams win. We would see Matthias or Amir in 2nd. So 2nd and 3rd would be Matthias or Amir. Yeah, I'd say 4th and 5th would be Horse and Christian, and then 5th. Yeah, after that doesn't really matter, does it?
They don't like Christian.
I am excited about this event.
I am too. The more I'm glad I talked about it today.
No, but I just realized something. We're gonna get to see Horse MD versus Pablo Lopez.
Oh, yes.
Do they have beef or something?
No, but they look like each other.
Oh, Horse is far uglier.
You wait till you see them two go at it. It's gonna be a good matchup.
Are they? Oh, one's from Spain and one's from Brazil, right? Sir, is there a rivalry there? Is that like a thing? Okay.
Could be a thing.
Here are my predictions. Akeem, Matthias, in descending order. Akeem, Matthias, Horse, Mark, Hector, Christian, Lewis.
No, wait, no Horse?
Horse was in 3rd, maybe 2nd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Akeem, Matthias, and Horse. Look, that's my top 3 too.
Oh, that's nice.
That's pretty good,
No, I was just jotting names down. That's
well, you'd be in a good position to take my prediction.
So I got Pablo after him, and then I got Christian.
Is Akeem vulnerable here?
Oh, they're all vulnerable. It's a tough.
Is it a 2-day or 1-day show?
Probably a 1-day.
I think Akeem probably won't peak like crazy. He'll probably just look like Akeem, like normal.
What's his name won this last year?
Was it
Roman
not?
Fritz? Roman Fritz.
I think it might have been.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Amir.
Oh, what happened to Roman Fritz? Where is he at?
I think too many apples.
He needs to. He has such a good physique, in my opinion. I think he just needs. He just looks beat up,
I think that he just needs. I mean, he has a really pleasing shape, but his upper body, his arms specifically, are just really underwhelming. I think if he had bigger arms, I think he would. If he had arms to match the legs, everything else would be fine. It'd be fine. Not like great, but fine.
It's bad,
in my opinion.
Okay, guys, you can buy the stream at the Bigman Weekend Pro for €20.
What day is this on? It's on Saturday or Sunday?
I can't.
First.
It's probably around here.
First is a Sunday. I will not be watching this show. I will probably not be covering it at all.
Okay, here we go. Competition timing. Pro show is only on Sunday.
Jake's
Yeah,
a busy man.
I'll
He
be
is.
driving. I'll be driving back a 7-hour drive on that
You'll be
day.
driving planes into buildings.
Yes, I will
Planes,
be.
trains, and automobiles.
Don't forget about tractors.
Guys, I have
That's
something
our idea.
else. Jake, are you going to die of starvation?
No, no. Let's talk
Okay.
about.
No, you're
I
really
need
going
a
to like
gun.
this next topic. You're really going to like this next topic, okay?
All right, all right.
This is the
Not worried about my
unironic.
hunger.
You ate.
I
You're
eat a lot.
serving. Unironically, this is something I really am interested in. I have to share my screen a different way. So, Jake, I'm very interested to hear your opinions. I think we got some favorites for you to talk about. So, Steve Weinberger did head judge of the Olympia Arnold. He judged the Prague Pro. He judges all the big events. He's the promoter of the New York Pro. I think he judges it too, even though maybe that's a conflict of interest. I don't know. But he judges all the major stuff, right? He is that guy.
Yeah.
And he went on Fuad's podcast, and Fuad, credit to him, I'm not a big fan always, but Fuad does he pokes, he stirs the pot a little bit where he wants to. And I think we got some good questions and answers out of good old Steve Weinberger. Let me pull it up here. Okay, so we're gonna break this down into parts. Um, I have. We need to listen to the first 25 seconds here. So this overarching theme is going to be about the future of the Mr. Olympia. That's kind of the whole premise of this back part of the episode of this podcast. But anyway,
does Steve think Nick can win the Olympia? Nick Walker.
He'd have a hard time. His hands are full. Can't underestimate him, but his shape needs work.
So he's got the muscularity and the condition. It's the
Shape
symmetry.
is, you know what I mean?
On the back. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
he's got a rough road ahead of him, honestly.
Can you ask Steve if he ever thinks there
okay. That's the first part. So, Jake, that doesn't sound too pleasing, right? Imagine hearing from the head judge your road to win your childhood dream, right? To fulfill your childhood dream is a rough road ahead of you. The translation, I hate to be that guy, but translation, that means he's not winning.
Yeah, I mean,
something
look,
massive happens.
I like Nick Walker. Especially when he was on top of his game, like winning the Arnold Classic, top 3 in the world, stuff like that. I think that he had a much higher chance of winning the Olympia. I think his best chance so far was 2022,
by far,
where he arguably could have won. He could have arguably won even. But the problem is, as you try to put on more and more size, the way that he's doing it, at least, it looks as if his midsection's getting out of whack. He by far has one of the worst midsections at the highest level of all time. I mean,
damn.
It's well, the thing is, if you think about it, it's actually insane. I've never seen any other bodybuilder apart from maybe Jean-Pierre Fuchs, who's had that much trouble controlling the midsection in day-to-day life. I've never seen that. I mean, I know most Samson Dauda, who probably outweighs Nick by another additional 50 pounds right now, doesn't have that problem. And his midsection's in check, and he grew more than Nick ever has. So it's just, you have a very tough competition ahead, right? Everyone else has better shape and similar size. Nick's only strength is the freaky size, I guess you could say, and the vascularity, things like that.
Right.
But he doesn't have anything else. The structure's not good. The structure's not good in most poses, actually, especially the front shots.
Right, because it's not just the waist. It's I think that's a separate problem, but you're talking about the structure. It's his proportions, just down to the actual bone structure and the length of different bones, they're off. You don't see someone with a build like this.
I mean, he reminded me a lot back when he was, maybe a lot more streamlined. He reminded me a lot of Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
Jay Cutler never had the longest quads, the longest femurs or anything, nor did Jay Cutler have, quote unquote, the best outer quad insertions. But, Jay Cutler really worked his way to keeping that midsection in check all the time to make it into a strong point. I feel like with Nick, he displayed that at the Olympia in 2022 and at the Arnold in 2023, that his waist was pretty good and in check. but that New York Pro showing of his compiled
It,
upon.
yeah, and let's not forget, Steve Weinberger was in the front row judging that event, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So he knows it better than anybody, and also he's head judge. Like he plays such a big role in dictating where this train goes. Which track it's going to go on, and he he kind of has a lot of power, like it or not. And with him judging these major shows, so he's seen him, he knows what he wants. Maybe people are saying, well, politics is involved, and maybe he's getting the tap on the shoulder from the Manions and people that up other higher promoters that want a more streamlined physique to win major things. Either way, whether it's a personal decision, I don't think Steve likes him all that much. Physique wise, I don't think Steve. This is consistent with literally everything we've seen this year and the last. This type of physique, it's out. What do you think, Mark?
No, I mean, it's got to be discouraging, but Nick's that way. He's built that way. He doesn't give a crap. He's going in. He's got the mentality. He's gonna win. I don't, but it's got to bother you.
Yeah,
No
honestly,
it's got
I
to bother you.
know. Even for the guy with like, at what point, I know we're talking about the mentality, like, oh, and he does have a great mentality, like he is a bodybuilder's bodybuilder. But at what point do you have to kind of trade that for delusion when the head judge is saying you ain't got it? You know what I mean?
Well, he just beat Martin, and I'm sure Martin could be said, oh, he could win the Olympia, and Nick's got in his mind, well, I beat him, didn't I? I'm gonna go on to, I don't know.
Would that have
It's
happened
got.
at the Olympia? Did you guys do those comparisons, Nick versus Martin? I'm
Yeah,
getting around to
I
mine.
I'm
I
actually
did.
working on one right at this
Are you
second.
serious? Why do you always
No.
use my videos?
No, it's a fan request.
I
It's
actually saw
winning
that.
the poll.
I voted for that one. I voted
Winning
for
the
that one
poll
actually.
right now.
You
That's
two are undermining me.
Hey, well,
My
I made the
fans,
video.
my fans are the ones that you need to blame because the poll's already it's already in the history books.
The polls are rigged.
I think though that Martin
Can't
had
be.
had a higher skill ceiling compared to Nick physique wise from the start. Martin has better
Yeah.
structure, better insertions, better lines. Honestly, even better conditioning in certain shots when they're both on. So, like, sure, Martin was not at his 100% best ever at the New York Pro, but I still think there was a chance that Martin could have beat Nick there. Even I
Well,
think that
Chicarello says he did.
I don't think that he definitely did, but I think I wouldn't have been mad if it happened. I don't think Nick Walker's definitely New York Pro, the New York Pro version of Nick was not going to beat Martin at the Olympia. Martin's physique at the Olympia was one of the best I've ever seen for a pro debut, in my opinion, for a pro debut at the Olympia.
Pro debut, I was gonna say.
Yeah, sorry, I had to
What's he
clarify
talking
that.
about, Willis?
But no, that was actually, you didn't know, Mark? That was his number one first show. They gave him a special invite because of how good he was. But I think I think that Martin is just a better bodybuilder in every sense of the word. I think that he
Damn.
has, I think that he just has, you know what? Maybe that's the wrong way to phrase it. I think he's a better bodybuilder for the era that we're in now.
That's objectively true.
I think that Nick Walker was a better bodybuilder than Martin. Nick Walker at his best, which I would say is 2022 or even the 2021 Arnold, I would say that he was a better bodybuilder for that time period than
That's
Martin.
the comparison that I'm doing, the 2022 Olympia.
I think the
that
2022 Olympia is so underrated, even though it placed third, massively underrated.
I actually do think that Nick Walker's 2022 Olympia would beat Martin's 2024 Olympia.
Yeah, I
Well,
would
that's
agree.
Like-
what I'm doing right now. That's the comparison I'm
Okay,
doing.
well, let's do it right now, live on stream, so that way you're not gonna have any relevance for this video.
Well, just
No,
just
because
on
I
my,
want the views, not you.
I was just gonna say though, just off the top of my head, from memory of comparing Nick and Martin in the past, I would give Nick's 2022 Olympia version. I would give him the front double. I would give him the side chest. I would give him the side tricep. I would give him.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
probably give him the rear double over Martin. I would give Martin the rear lat spread, and then I would give Martin the ab and thigh, and I would give Martin
Yes.
probably the most muscular.
Sorry, I'm trying to look at this see if it's something we can talk about.
Who's that talking?
Muscle Discord is breaking the story about Fuad getting in a physical altercation, but I think
Who would get into a physical altercation as we speak?
Wow.
no. It's an older video,
Oh, okay.
but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that progresses. But I don't think we have anything to talk
But
about.
Hustle Discord sure doesn't like Fuad Obiang.
Well, that's true. That's true. That's true. But I don't think we can talk about it right now. There's just
Oh,
not
is
enough.
that Nick Walker there hitting 405 for the first time? You see that?
Maybe you should start training with him to help him.
Wait, yeah, look, I wanted to hit 405 for the first time. That's what he said. Wow. Oh, that was a pretty hard rep. Yeah, you can tell by how difficult it is.
I don't know. Oh man. Imagine the absolute mind F that is doing RDLs post a hamstring tear. Could you imagine?
I feel like, I mean, I remember when I tore my pec right off the bone and I went back right in the day after and did 315 on the bench. Those were the
You
days.
tore your pec.
No, I didn't. I didn't. But I remember this one time when Dylan was squatting. He was squatting 225 and he tore his both quads. Yeah, he tore both quads on 225.
And my knee shot out of my skin.
You don't even know Dylan in real life.
Oh, you never know. Maybe I do. Maybe I live in his house now.
Yeah, he spots me
never
on the
know.
squat.
I go to his house to spot him and then come back home. I do the 10-hour drive. No, we've never met though. Maybe one day. Maybe all three of us will get together and go to a show.
We'll never get Mark out of Canada.
Vincent lives right beside me.
Vancouver Pro. We will go.
No, we can go to Toronto.
I am closer
Toronto.
to England than Vancouver.
Oh, Vancouver's on the other side, isn't it?
Way
All
on
way
the
other side. That's right.
I'm so much closer to England. Where
Are you closer to Toronto or Montreal?
Montreal's up there and Toronto's down there. Probably Montreal.
Okay, I'm definitely close from where I am right now. Montreal is a 6-hour drive.
You could walk to Toronto right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can. Toronto's only like a 10-minute walk. Yeah.
Is it legitimately 10 minutes?
No, it's probably like a 10-hour drive.
It is not a 10-hour drive.
Yes, it definitely.
I know where you live.
It definitely is a 10-hour drive. Let me just fact check it.
But a 4-hour drive to get to Kenson.
Okay, that's pretty
You
far.
guys get kissed tonight.
Yeah, okay, it's
Easily.
an 8-hour, 30-minute drive.
Okay. So
Oh, you got Fuad on the podcast? Hey, Fuad.
yeah, Fuad,
Oh, this is
you're
just
on the
video.
podcast. And Big
Video.
Steve. Big Steve looks a little scary, huh?
Yeah, I'd be scared of
I
him.
can't believe that he's using the iPhone for the interview, and then you have Fuad who has a professional setup.
Yeah.
And you can see all the
This is
light
not-
flare and everything
not-
going on.
It is just so emblematic of boomers literally not knowing how to do shit, but still thriving, and still reaping all the benefits of on life on easy mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How do you become a IFBB judge? Do you even know how you do that?
You know what his story is? He talked about it on Muscle Discord's channel. Big Steve did. He literally, I think he started out as a janitor, or he started just as like a stagehand, just helping out. And Jim Mannion was like, "Oh man," and then literally, you can't explain anything else. Like it's wild. There must be something else going on, because that was literally the story. Like, well, I started out as a stagehand and I just worked my way up. How does one work the way up from a stagehand to judge of the world's most prestigious bodybuilding events? There is no ladder there. Don't let anyone tell you like the American dream will say you're a janitor and then one day you can be the CEO. The ladders aren't the same. Like you can climb the ladder. You can climb the ladder, but the ladders aren't the same.
Maybe we get Big Steve on the podcast and we ask
I would
him.
love that. Unironically, and I wouldn't even try to troll him either. I legitimately want to talk about what Big Steve has to say and think and what he thinks. But what?
No, nothing. I was just gonna say
So short answer, short question, short answer, please. Does Nick Walker win the Olympia ever?
depends. You can't. I don't think you can put a word like you can't put it on.
Wrong
you know,
answer.
see it like that.
Yeah, you
Wrong.
can't say depends, Jake. Come on, yes or no?
Yes, I do think he can win the Olympia.
Do you think he does? Do you think
Oh.
he does?
Yeah. Do you think he does?
Does no, no.
Okay.
No.
Given
Okay, that's fair.
Given, well, if you think about it, how old is he? Is he 20 something? What is he?
He's not even
30?
30. He's not even
30
30.
now.
Or
He's-
maybe
he's-
he just turned
I
30.
think
Maybe-
he just turned 30, didn't he?
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he's like 29. He has
Okay.
like, let's say he has 11 more years, if that, right, of competitiveness
On this earth?
Well,
kind of
in
ominous.
competitive bodybuilding, in
He's
competitive
30.
bodybuilding. Okay,
He's
so
30.
let's say he has 10 years of competitive bodybuilding in him.
He
Samson
doesn't.
Dowda, you look at all the people at the top right now, the
They're all
only
old.
one comparable in the age is Derek. Derek is also around the same age, I think 30 as well,
Martin.
maybe
Yeah.
29.
Martin's young.
And Martin
Martin's
as well.
young.
But I guess I'm talking more so about the people that have won the Olympia. That would be in Nick's way.
Okay.
Martin, I think Nick at his best could still beat Martin at his best, possibly. But it's hard to say that because Nick has only gotten worse. So, and Martin's only gotten better. I think
Mhm.
that Nick, once Samson leaves, I mean, you don't even know, like maybe there's gonna be some genetic freak that comes out of nowhere, that has that structure too, that's just better. So many people have better structures than Nick, which is why I can't see him actually winning in this era. I just can't. But then again, he's beaten guys in the past that have better structures, so who knows? I mean, he beat Samson in 2022 when Samson arguably had the same amount of size, maybe just
Yeah, but he was really
Sure.
doughy.
yeah, he was. But
Mark.
Joey.
No, back in 2022, he was soft.
All right.
And then what do you think about that, Mark? Do you think Nick wins? Not if he can, because I think, yeah, I mean, he can. He has the potential to. Do you think he does?
I do.
You think he's going to? You think he's going to win?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look, I love to think from a fan perspective, Nick is one of my
do.
favorite competitors. I'd love to see him win. I want to
Yeah,
see him
me
win.
as well.
It's no big deal. It's no big deal. He'll win. Just one.
I mean, but think about how good that would be for him as like a career. I mean, obviously winning the Olympia, right? But like everyone doubting him, everyone like starting to hate on him for being like Nick Talker, and then he wins the Olympia. That'd be great.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to add some realism to Mark's take here. You have the head judge saying, yeah, his road is a rough one. He ain't doing shit. His wheels are spinning. He's done.
Well, he didn't say he ain't. Bad word for poop. Enter that word there. We don't like to say the SH word here at the
sorry.
at the Hodgson household. No, you feel free. You feel free.
I will say that I don't know. I feel like
Okay.
even though
Look.
Steve is saying that though, like Dylan, I think that it's not. He's just basing that off of the past. You never know what Nick's gonna like. I mean, I guess it's a common theme, right? Because it's bodybuilding. You never know what someone's gonna look like on a given day. I don't think anyone expected Akeem Williams to ever pull his stuff together and look good at the Arnold Classic. No one expected that, right? Like, nobody thought that Martin was gonna push Nick Walker that hard at the New York Pro.
Nobody thought Martin was going to beat Andrew Jack at the Olympia. I can tell you that right now.
Look at my comparison. Look at my comparison and what I said.
Well,
But you didn't ultimately predict him ahead of him in your ultimate prediction. You predicted
That's
Martin
true.
ahead. You also predicted Brandon Curry ahead of William Bonac.
That's what you had. And I kept telling you Bonac is going to place ahead of Brandon, and you were like, no, the judges aren't going to do that. And then I said,
Audience,
no, it's going to be symbolic. They're too low. It's going to be a symbolic thing.
What did
Audience, do
Brandon
not
place
listen to
this
him.
year?
Ninth.
Wow.
Brandon
Yeah.
got ninth. They can't give him 10th because he won the Olympia.
Yes, that'd be bad. Okay.
No, it can't happen. It's impossible.
Hold on.
Nick Walker.
He'd have a hard time. His hands are full.
Okay.
Can't
Hands are full.
underestimate him,
Stomach
but
as
his
well.
shape needs work.
Shape needs work.
So he's got the muscularity and the condition. It's the
Shape
symmetry.
is- you know what I mean?
On the back. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
he's got a rough road ahead of him, honestly.
That's not talk of someone who's ever okay. Pulling out of the Olympia this year after not being able to show up the last year, that's awful. That's like Big Ramy. They don't care. They don't care if you tore your hamstring, respectfully, because that's not what shows up on the balance sheet or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
it's they sell tickets off of a guy's name and they want to keep the customers happy. And Nick has now skipped 2 Olympias, and he's shown that if he doesn't look good, he'll just not do a show.
I mean, look, I
That's not
understand
cool.
from a competitor's perspective that you only want to show up if you're going to show up at your 100%, right? Who wants to show up and look bad? But then again, I
Bro.
mean, if you're committing to something
Sign the contract.
and like I don't know,
Yeah.
it's one of those things too. Like I get it that you don't want to go and tarnish your reputation as looking bad.
He looked real bad though.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he
He
didn't.
looked like natural. Dave Palumbo said he's seen pictures and he said he looked like, if he looked that bad, come on. If he knew he was going to get like 10th or something like that,
Yeah, I
dropping
guess.
would be the better thing to do. We don't know how bad he looked. Imagine if he looked so crappy that it was like,
I imagine pretty bad.
I imagine it was too.
The New York Pro was bad, and then also Matt Jansen screwing up literally everyone this year.
And his gut looked huge in that announcement video. His gut looked massive.
Yeah.
So his gut was bigger than the New York, and his muscles were smaller. So put that on the Olympia stage and see what you got.
So I'll just end the Nick discussion right there. Nick's not going to win the Olympia. Sorry.
Where is she?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm with Jake. I like these guys that aren't genetically gifted but have the grit to keep going. That's why Dorian Yates is my favorite bodybuilder. Tom Platz is the same way. Iain Valliere, actually one of my people don't understand when I say that.
You like the torn bicep look.
You like the torn bicep. You like the torn bicep.
I don't know. My favorite bodybuilders personally are the ones that have the work ethic and the best genetics too.
That's fair.
What about the
Phil
ones
Heath,
that
Ronnie Coleman?
What about the ones that were able to put a governor on their training and be able to still look good, like Dexter Jackson when he was older, or Robbie Robinson, or
I do.
Sammy
The longevity. Albert Beckles, in my opinion, is my favorite longevity competitor by far. I think
incredible too.
I'm trying to think about some other competitors. I mean, I guess Dexter Jackson's probably the only one I can think of for the modern
Sean
era.
Roden.
Lou Ferrigno looked at his best when he was in his 40s. Sean Roden?
He did. Oh, Sean Roden.
I like Roden's earlier looks.
I do.
2017 Arnold Europe, I think. That one was.
Yes, that's my favorite. I was telling you about that. I tell you about this every time. Okay.
2017 Arnold Europe.
I want to play the rest of this clip because Steve talks more about some of these other guys. It's only
You said because Jake is getting hungry. That's why.
Yeah, because Jake is getting hungry.
Marcus too.
Can you ask him? Can you ask Steve if he ever thinks there will be another long reigning Mr. Olympia?
I don't think so.
Do you think Samson?
Not the way it is right now.
Do you think Samson could be that guy?
If Andrew Jack puts it together, I'd like to see those two together.
Yeah,
I think honestly, potential wise, those two are the best. Potential. I'm not saying, you don't know if Samson could put it together, in the same condition and even better condition, because these other guys weren't at their best, some of them.
Right.
He's got to get better too.
Right.
It's very hard to be consistent year in and year out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
that is the main thing, the main claim there. He doesn't think there's going to be another Dynasty. And
I'm super surprised though that he said that.
I disagree.
He's on the Andrew.
He is on the Andrew Jack hype train. Read between the lines. They want to reward Andrew so bad.
Yeah, I know. And Andrew just can't. Have you noticed, actually, if you look at Andrew Jack's Olympia showing, his hernia, his belly button was swollen. Look, I don't know if no one's noticing it. It's red. I could not stand
It's pulsating.
I personally could not stand it. And that's one of my biggest gripes with bodybuilders. I don't care about, the pointy elbows that much. I don't care about,
I am noticing it.
I don't know. That's just one of the things I can't stand personally.
Do you guys agree with that? Do you guys think there will be no more dynasties?
No.
Define dynasty.
6 years.
No. I mean, I agree. I agree with that.
I think
you agree with Steve.
I agree that we won't have another 6-time champion for a long time.
Oh, for a long time. But he said ever in the next.
Oh, I think he was just meaning in the future, I guess.
I mean, I'm talking 20 plus, 20, 30, maybe even 40 years.
No.
It could happen in the next couple of years.
Exactly.
We will see that physique.
I
we
think
haven't seen it yet.
Nextzilla.
No, these physiques hit the scene so quick
Sure.
and they jump up so quick that we won't see it coming until it's there. And it's in the history of humans. There's always one physique that's going to be dominant over.
I mean, look at Phil Heath. Phil Heath is a
see
great example of that.
We'll see it.
Yeah, but that's
it's not any of these guys. These guys are too old to do that.
I was about to say,
it.
you are kind of conceding that none of these guys have dynasty potential.
No, they don't. Derek
Okay.
Lunsford did, but he's too little. If Derek was a big dude, he could have did it.
I think
Samson will win like 3 or 4, maybe 5 max.
No, I think Samson can win. I think he'll win another one, guaranteed.
38. He's 39.
I think he's 37, 19.
You know, next year will be the same age as Ronnie Coleman was in 2003.
Really?
Oh, so it'll be his best.
It could be.
Well, the thing is, Samson has always gotten better from every show, right? And that's why I think Andrew goes up and down like a cycle. Samson has only gotten better. I don't think I've ever seen him get worse at a show. Like, I guess you could argue that he wasn't as good as the 2023 Olympia at the 2024 Arnold Classic, but even still, it's not like he got worse.
I didn't like him at the Arnold when he lost to
the lighting was bad though. The lighting, I don't know if you noticed, the lighting was just not that good.
I think that's the event though where they kind of said Milos is kind of not.
Oh, well, I guess I was there. What am I saying? The lighting wasn't that bad, but it was just the fact that Samson's skin is super dark, so the lighting just didn't help, and the background was not.
We don't see color here, bro.
Oh man, what are you talking about? No, I think I do think the Olympia though did the lighting really well and helped Samson out a lot. The lighting was super bright, and you can see that even in the video. Like, it was shining on all the details that he has. Basically, yeah.
Listening like an glazed ham.
Okay.
Would you guys want to see Samson though? If he were to win again next year, like if it was a guarantee, would you want him to come in bigger, even bigger than this, like freakishly big, but with the same exact condition? Or
I totally disagree with Dylan. I would like to see him bigger.
Okay,
actually,
well, the thing is, would you like
don't agree.
Can he still do the vacuum?
Yeah. Everything is bigger. Like the arms, the legs.
Everything is bigger.
No, not the midsection though.
Electric Lewis.
Sorry. The midsection is the same.
Yeah, there was a dude at the 212 at the Prague that you. Never mind.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Rager. I call my wife
Major hog on that one. Major hog on that stallion.
No, Rager.
Did you guys see the guy at the Prague though who had like insane like oil?
No.
Like on him or in the delts?
No,
or something like that.
No, in the arms, the legs, everywhere.
No.
Okay, I gotta look this up. What's his name? What do you know his placing?
Just look at the Prague. Look at the lineup for 212. I think
212.
Yeah, and
where the guy with the Rager was. He was in the T1.
Remember what is that? What is a Rager?
A gravy.
That's what I said. That stallion has a massive hog.
Hold on, wait. Let's go to 212.
The guy that took third. The guy that took third in 212.
We'll start the last guy.
Yeah, it was this guy. Take a look at that. Take a look at that.
Yeah, he's a mess.
Oh,
look at that.
It looks like it hurts. You want to know what it feels like to have a back like Akeem? Imagine feeling like this.
They should ban this guy for life.
Look him up on Instagram. Look at his name. Look him up on Instagram. You got to see he did not show up at the finals apparently.
I wouldn't show up at all.
His name's like Thiago. That one. Yeah.
He is
here's
loaded
a video.
with oil.
Oh, not a video. Dang. I was hoping to see it move.
It's all just pictures.
I don't know. I don't want to show that one. That may get me age restricted. Oh my did God. He get? Thank God he got gyno surgery. Now his physique looks so much better. Thank God for that.
41 and he has pro-diabetico.
Just quit.
He's diabetic.
Respectfully, just quit. It's not worth it, bro. Oh, this waist trainer. Okay, guys, with the waist trainer with the gyno, I think he can really pull something together here.
You know, the thing is, in the updates, he does not look nearly as bad as he does on stage. But look at that. Look at the picture far right from where you are right now. Far right. No, yeah, the one with the quad.
What are we even flexing?
The thing is, too, what's crazy about it is like it's not
No.
even like it looked like he had bad genetics. Like, sure, he's not the tallest, but the midsection has pretty good genetics.
Those
And
arms are
like,
funny.
yeah, this might have to be up there with the worst synthol usage like of all time.
Worst physique, I think, of all time.
Yeah, it's a
There
bad
are worse
physique
physiques.
You know,
but-
I was gonna do a video of like
Look at
one of
that
the rank.
from behind. Look at his hamstring there in that one. Go up into that one.
Wait,
You see it?
wait, where's his
While he's
hamstring?
walking up there. Look
Oh,
when he's
gee.
walking.
Oh,
Look, it's like hanging. Look, you see
oh
that?
God.
Oh, that's no good. Get that off. That's gross.
He can't even walk right. He can't even bend his knees. Look,
It's hanging
he's barely been able to bend the knees.
Why is he just walking like that?
because he's just shot himself up with some oil in his hamstring.
No, I'm saying like not about the way he's walking, but why
And
is
look
he
at this.
just out there?
Why is he doing a side tricep execution from the front? Because the audience is over here. Because
Good
these
Vito
pictures-
likes it. Look, Good Vito likes it.
Let's stop looking at this guy.
Yeah, let's stop looking at this.
Yeah,
guy.
sorry. I'm glad you brought that up, but we're getting off topic.
I'm with Jacob. No,
This
what
is
about
a-
the Rager? What about the guy with the Rager?
Yeah, well, let's see that massive schlong.
Because that's much better than that. I think he got third. No, that's not the dude.
Look at this. Look at
That's not him either. He's got a
that.
massive belly. That's the dude with the Rager.
No, it's not. I've
Yes, it is.
seen
Look.
some ragers.
That's a Rager. You should have seen it from the side. There was...
What is this? Okay, that's enough, Mark. That's enough. I'm not feeding.
You're the one that controls the controller, not me.
Okay, where were we at? Oh, Samson. So I want to ask Jake, how many do you think you just throw a number out there? Plus or minus one or two. How much?
How old is he? Is he
plus or minus one.
37? He's 37.
Something like that.
No,
Uh,
he's 30,
I think he
38.
will win next year. I have a
Okay.
good feeling. I think he can win like 4. I have a feeling that he'll lose and take it back. I have a feeling I almost have a guarantee that we're going to see the Jay Cutler record, I guess.
I think so. They
With,
want to do that.
Well, it's not even like they want to. I just think it's going to happen when you have 3 guys who are genetically similar when it comes to like the, not they're not genetically similar, but they're similar at the genetic potential.
Their capacities, yeah.
Yeah. I do
Yeah,
think
he's 38.
Samson is the best, I think, out of all 3, potential wise, just because he has the structure and the
Samson
best.
is underrated.
Samson is definitely I hear people saying like Samson's the worst Olympia champion. I think he's far from it.
He's
Like,
Who said
I just heard people say it on like Instagram posts.
he
and
is
things.
the best since Phil Heath, and that includes him beating Sean Roden.
I would disagree. I still
Mark?
think
Oh,
Sean
come
Roden-
on. Who's better?
Sean Roden or 2018 Sean Roden or
He's
2024 Samson?
thinking Ramy. He's thinking Ramy.
Oh no, I think that Sean Roden's better than him than
Oh,
this.
really?
No,
Yeah.
Mark did the comparison, and I was shocked when I saw the comments. I thought they're gonna rip Mark to shreds. Everyone loves
Oh.
Sean Roden, and the circumstances
Maybe-
don't help.
Oh,
They were
I guess
actually
I
very
did.
receptive to the idea.
I think I did the comparison to. Oh, I did a comparison between Phil 2011, Samson 2024, and Sean Roden 2018. To be honest, I probably had Samson coming in second place. If I'm being honest, I probably did. I'm just thinking about it more so from Sean's insane condition that year. From a polish perspective, I prefer Sean Roden all day. Shape wise, Sean Roden all day. I think Sean Roden has a better front double, better front lat spread.
No.
No, but just from like the preference side, like not bodybuilding criteria. I'm thinking about it just from, I don't know. I just prefer it. Hopefully, will you get copyright striked if you show like one of our videos on the thing?
Yeah, if you guys strike me.
Is that how it
No.
works? It's not like automatic.
It comes up.
That's
Because
why.
I had another channel and it showed like I showed another video that I had on that channel and it automatically came up. But I would have had to do something about it.
Yeah.
But
I
I'm not
see.
going to stress myself. It's just too much size.
Oh, you
Jacob.
didn't use the finals. The final Samson.
Yeah, well, finals for Sean Roden was even worse. Everybody's going to disagree with me. They're gonna, oh no, he was even better. No,
Finals for Sean Roden? Yeah,
he
finals
was-
for Sean Roden was worse. I agree.
Yeah, he was. He was.
The lighting was also way worse
Lighting
too.
was-
At
The
finals.
back is the biggest argument.
Yeah, I like Sean Roden a lot. I can understand why Samson wins. I mean, Samson probably outmuscles him even on stage by what, 20, 30 pounds, probably. I mean,
Yes.
Sean Roden is probably not any bigger than 250, right? Like,
Yeah.
but then again, I mean, Sean Roden has one of the most aesthetically pleasing physiques of all time, especially his earlier versions, like
I'm
20.
gonna say something.
His legs.
2018 Olympia Sean Roden is overrated.
Oh, I think so too. I don't think it's one of my favorite versions of him.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
not
the
even the best
versions-
version of him.
Like
He beat-
the fuller
He beat
versions
Phil,
had
that's
similar
it.
condition. I still don't think that he should have beat Phil, but I do.
Oh, for
I
sure.
do, I do appreciate that it changed the direction of where bodybuilding went. I think
Absolutely.
that, like, in the grand scheme, in the moment, no, shouldn't have happened. Overall, I think it was the right move. You know, like,
Oh, it
looking back
definitely
on
should
it.
have happened that day. It definitely should have happened. I know it was very jarring, but you can't have a physique like Phil Heath winning.
No, yeah. And I don't know. I still think though, in the moment, like, I wasn't even a fan of bodybuilding. I was probably in like, I wasn't even in high school yet, probably. But
That's enough of that.
All out of water, I hope you know.
you're
Well,
all
we're
out of
almost
water.
done. We're going to talk about a few more others. So, Mark, how many Olympias do you think Samson will win? Plus or minus one.
I'm gonna go with
10.
no.
I
We're gonna say 3.
was going to say 3 too. I'm more on the cusp of 3 to 4 than I am 3 to 2.
He'll be the third man to get 3.
Yeah,
And I'm with Jake. I think in the next 3
guys
or
get
4 guys that win the Olympia, whether that's 20 years or literally 4 years, I think we'll have a case where someone loses it and then wins it back. I think so.
I think we will see a dominant.
That's tough.
though.
That's gonna be tough.
I think that we will see a dominant champion by the end, like,
Of the
in
decade.
this decade. In this decade, we're gonna have
I
the.
think he will too.
Start.
It almost has to happen.
No,
Because
it
it's always
definitely will. Because
through
look,
history.
there's been a dominant champion in bodybuilding all the time. Like, think about it. Like, I guess
Yeah.
people don't really think about it like
That's what
this,
I mean.
but when we
It
didn't
has
have a
to
dominant champion in the open division, we had a dominant champion in the classic physique. So there's always a dominant champion.
Okay.
But now,
So
you
you're
have
saying
to-
Bumstead is the champion.
no,
Okay.
I'm saying that Chris Bumstead was the dominant champion of this era, you could say, even though it wasn't in the open division. But
I think it's going to be Martin.
I
No.
don't think so.
Okay.
I want it to be.
What about-
I want it to be. Don't get me wrong. I really do like Martin.
What about
But I
the
have a
Canadian
feeling-
fella there?
I have a
He's
feeling it's
really
going to be
good.
Mark Hector. It's going to be Mark Hector.
Shut up.
No, it ain't gonna be Mark Hector. What about the Canadian guy though?
Oh,
Who?
Chris Bumstead. Chris
No,
Bumstead. Yeah.
not Chris
Ian
Bumstead.
Valliere?
No.
He's making his
No, not
comeback.
Ian, the good Canadian.
Oh no, I know. Who? I know. What you're thinking of
Beastwood.
Quint.
Quint-
Oh, okay. Okay.
What
I
about
don't
when
think
he
so.
throws- Oh, you don't.
No, and the reason why is because
Takes too long.
I have a good feeling that he will never live up to his potential.
You don't think it's just
Why?
his coach?
What's the main reason? Size?
His physique is one of the most pleasing physiques I've ever seen in my life, by far. And he has the ability to get super shredded, but I
Yeah.
think his mentality, I don't think he's mentally super strong. I think that I have a feeling. I mean, I made that video, Quinton should quit, and then coincidentally, right after that, everything started falling apart. So
You know,
Oh, okay.
he was his coach.
Dropped
He
his
was his
coach. He dropped his coach, which had a massive to do with this.
I don't know.
You guys are
I
going to
just
see
think-
Nick Walker and Quint Beastwood 1 and 2 at the Olympia. You'll all see.
I think
oh, you mean 2 and 3 because Mark Hector.
it'll be an apples and oranges thing if it's a dynasty thing.
Yeah, I think Quint Beastwood actually. I think he probably does have. I think he has the best genetics right now,
Look at the calves on him. See the calves?
yeah.
Have you ever seen such big calves?
and the forearms. are
Yeah,
not
in a
even-
plastic
Well,
surgeon
ridiculous.
clinic because they're fake.
Buff
I have to say,
Bagwell?
the thing is with him, he looks so massive
Bagwell.
next to other competitors. Because I mean, obviously he looks big, but he still doesn't look he doesn't look like a mass monster.
He looks a little lanky.
He looks like not
you
in a
hit one
negative.
goes the wrong way, you end up looking like a big spider.
I think go back to the front. Is there a front double shot? Or I guess you can just go back to that other, like the side chest front lat spread. Actually, that was a good one too.
I'm looking for New York.
Oh, I don't want to see New York.
You know what? You know what?
There's New York right there with the back shots.
With the what?
But here,
The back shots go over one.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
horrendous.
Yeah. He brought. He was actually more peeled in New York.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
what do you think? He had a month to get bigger. Where do you think that's coming from? It's coming from fullness. From
Was it even a month?
It's like Chris Bumstead's classic to open transformation. Basically.
exactly.
Here, go to that front double though.
Okay.
He would look a lot better if he closed
White.
his arms in. So you close the arms in, right?
Yeah.
To create because I don't know, he has long forearms. So they go above his head.
Pretty
So you
sweet
get them
shot,
like aligned with your head. And then you also
pretty sweet shot.
no, it definitely is. I mean, I'm not no doubt about it. Is there a front lat spread for him? Because I was gonna say that's another pose that he can definitely fix big time.
It's a good pose too.
Yeah, this one right here.
Oh, come on, man.
Maybe he
I
hits
think-
it.
No. Here, I know where there's one. There's one where he's in the side chest. It's further down.
He's hitting
You
front
see
lat
the-
there.
No, it's the side by side of New York Pro. It's further up. You were okay. Yeah, there it is. He would benefit so much by putting his arms higher up on his torso. He's shrugging
I
his
disagree.
shoulders up.
I disagree.
I mean, I don't know. He's shrugging his shoulders pretty high
He
up.
is shrugging his. That's the main thing. That's
But
the main
so
thing.
put shoulders down, arms higher up, lats get filled in
Yeah,
more.
okay.
And also, when you put your arms higher up, sure, you might be showing less arm thickness. Like the front of the arm is going to be tilted higher up, but then you're revealing more of the upper lat as well.
Hmm.
So, and I also think that he shouldn't be so wide-legged. I think he would benefit more from a more almost 90s-esque like front lat spread stance where your legs are more forward, your feet are pointed forward to the judges.
This is not sized correctly.
Yeah, yeah.
I disagree.
Sized. You think it's sized correctly?
It's good
Well, I
enough.
think also the angles are a bit different too. It looks like
Yeah.
New York Pro maybe is a little bit lower angle, so the heads look different sized.
Okay. So I want to talk about. I
How
want
did we
to
even
finish
get
up.
to Quinton? How did we?
We're
oh,
talking
best
about genetics. I want to talk about one guy. Let's nip a conversation in the bud real quick. Hadi Chupin, does he win again? What does he do? He's out of coach now. He didn't regain the Olympia this year.
Hadi has less of a chance of winning the Olympia again than Derek, in my opinion.
I agreed. I think until
Well, the
maybe
only
this
reason
year.
I say that is because Hadi is older by a lot.
Okay,
like
true, true.
36, 37, something like that. But then again, Hadi's physique almost has like I have a feeling that Hadi might be like a Dexter Jackson case.
Not the way he trains.
Well, yeah, maybe his body might fall apart at a certain point. Phil Heath comeback? Phil Heath comeback.
Okay, bro.
Will Phil Heath come back and continue his reign?
And then win two more.
Well, here, hold on. Here, who cares about Hadi and Derek? Look at Phil Heath's Instagram, as a matter of fact. Just we got to check it out. I want
He ain't
Mark's
coming
opinion.
back.
Oh, yep, there's Phil Heath.
Phil Viz.
No, Phil Heath is coming back. I know it.
That's Phil Viz.
I spoke
Yeah,
with
my
him on
bad.
the phone.
Are you coaching him?
Hold
Since
on,
Hani's retired?
look at the last video. Look at the last video though. The
He
last
placed 15th.
Or-
This
or
one?
no. Like in the same post, but the last video.
He placed
He's coming to
15th.
Classic Physique.
Oh, jeez.
He's going. Mark, he's going to
good.
Classic Physique. Phil Heath, Classic Physique. He does look.
Tominator's in this comment section.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Look at
Yeah.
that. So
Wow.
many bicep.
Hold on, get out of this one too.
Elbows.
Get out of this one. You got to see
Pull
another
down,
post actually.
right.
Scroll down, like not too far, like just slow. You see the picture, the American flag picture. I thought that was an old picture.
It's
But
recent.
apparently it is recent.
That's crazy.
But look at it though. Like actually, like look at the first picture.
He wore that green T-shirt when he was training.
I thought it was 2020. I thought it was 2020.
That is.
He had
That's
a
when he was
beard.
wearing
He
it.
had the beard. He had the full beard. I don't know.
I think that's 2020.
I don't know. It did. That's what I thought too. But I don't know.
I think it might be, Mark. I think it might be. I don't know.
He wore that same T-shirt. Do you think he still has that T-shirt?
You're right. Once you
Oh,
wear a
but look-
t-shirt one
look-
year, you
look-
can't wear it the next.
No, go to the post right
You're
underneath
right.
that one. Right underneath that one. The leg one. Yep. Pretty solid. I think he's coming back just off this video.
You wish.
If he came back to the Olympia, I am going to that Olympia.
Oh, for sure.
Gonna place
Like
15.
I'm sad that I never got to see Chris Bumstead compete. I would not miss out on a Phil Heath comeback, no
I'll
matter
be
where
right
he
back.
plays.
I thought you were going to be done by now. I'll be right back.
Okay. Jake,
Yeah.
Hadi, what does he do? Does he think about retirement?
No, no, no. Hadi can be a top three, top four finisher until he retires, in my
Okay.
opinion.
I think that's fair.
There's no reason to retire. I mean, he can make
No
can probably
coach.
yeah, but I have a feeling that he's the type of guy that probably knows his body well by this point. I mean, like, why not just keep on doing the same thing that his coach was telling him to do? And here's the thing, right? Even though Hani Rambod is retired, does that actually mean that he's cutting off ties with Hadi? Like the whole thing with Hani
No,
is
he's
that
still sponsored and everything.
well, not just that, but the whole thing with Hani is that he doesn't have a lot of athletes because he likes to make it like a family thing. He likes to feel like these guys are part of his family, share the bad, the good, all the moments, right? So I
Yeah.
have a feeling that regardless if they're competing or not, he's still going to be a part of their lives in some capacity. And for that reason, if Hadi has a question, he'll probably ask, right? I mean, Hani Ramba didn't say he was retiring from, coaching altogether. He just wants to coach and give back to the, broader audience, right? So maybe he would be like shadow coaching, something like that.
Yeah.
I think that Hadi, I don't know. I like his physique a lot. That Arnold version was just insane. I don't know if he'll ever be able to replicate that though.
Yeah, it just set the bar way too high. Not way too high, but high enough that it's never.
I mean, the quads were the best they've ever looked. The back was the best it had ever looked. Sure, his conditioning from behind wasn't amazing, but it was still great. And just everything was amazing. Everything was top tier. It was a great.
Oh, it was
great
all
physique.
amazing.
mean-
Mark, what do you think Hadi's future holds?
Slow lessening of placings every year at the Olympia till he
What's the
ultimately-
cutoff? Jake, and I
Fifth.
think I both agree that he's probably like top 4. I would say top 5, regardless of.
Fifth is if he gets less than fifth, he's done. Even if he gets fifth, he's
I
done.
don't think that's going to happen.
Oh, you don't?
I have a feeling that next year, I have a feeling that 2025
5.
will be his last solid year, and then he will
Yeah.
start going a little bit down, like slightly, like every year, maybe like there goes a lat, there goes the left block, something like that, like just the
Buble.
increase. Something's gonna come up. Oh, you like those? I don't like those.
Oh, I love him.
I
I'm
have,
just letting Dylan know it's non-alcoholic.
well, I have some of those in my room in college, and they just taste so weird, like
Yeah?
a metallic taste.
Yeah.
I prefer. Have you ever
I'm
had
going to visit your room in college.
have you ever had Spindrift though? Those are good.
No,
If you-
those are for women.
Oh, come on. Those are good. They're
Can't
good.
have any artificial flavors.
They don't have
Yeah.
artificial flavors. They use real fruit juice. They squeeze it in.
Real fruit
lemon.
juice.
A third of a lemon.
Okay, last guy we need to talk about.
My grandfather ate a lemon every morning.
Did he live long?
Yeah.
That's why.
So you're saying that we should all eat lemons in the morning. When life gives you lemons, eat them in the morning, is what they
Right.
say.
So next we have Derek, and we're talking about this whole future discussion. He fell not, usually when someone gets kicked out, it is almost unheard of that they aren't in the runner-up spot. Big Rami was the exception to that, and even then we were all
Amir
very
Banu.
shocked.
Samir Banu, Dexter Jackson. Yep, you got to remember all these guys.
Rain on Jake.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
Samir's
even
one
then,
bodybuilders.
That
of
is
all
pretty
time.
good. That is pretty good.
well, Dexter Jackson.
What about Frank Zane, Jake?
Frank
What about
Zane,
Frank-
1979.
Yeah,
Or
let's
80
No.
Let's pull
80,
that up.
third.
Let's pull
79.
that up.
What, Frank Zane? 1980 Frank Zane.
Irrelevant.
Year where Frank Zane was really
Irrelevant.
bad. That was 1980, right? Where he had the injury.
He
I think so.
slipped and he hurt his urethra
Yep.
Yeah. In the pool.
In the pool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he slipped by the pool.
Wow. Yeah. Frank Zane looked, I mean, I guess he looks like an amateur nowadays, but he looked like an amateur back then at that show, in my opinion. I mean,
It was pretty bad.
it's a bit of a sidetrack, but do you guys think that, I guess a lot of the fans these days think that Mike Menser should have won that show. I've definitely watched Mark, your videos, especially before I made videos on the 1980 Olympia. What's your opinion on that? Just a concise summary. Do you think Arnold should have won? Was Mike Mentzer robbed? What do you think? On the
That's
spot.
a totally irrelevant discussion.
Yeah, but it's
Mike Mentzer
important.
got fifth. Fifth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's not did Mike beat Arnold? It's did Mike beat Boyer Co? Did he?
Yeah.
Did he?
I would have had
beat
Boyer Co winning.
Chris Dickerson? Yeah, and Boyer Co placed
Oh.
underneath Mike, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, they gave Mike.
I
Boyer
still,
Co
I
looked
think I will
awesome.
go down like to my grave saying that Arnold deserved the win. I genuinely believe that.
First of all,
I think that's
I
fair,
heard-
actually.
I heard Bob Ciccarello and Chris Dickerson, Sean Ray. They were discussing that because Chris Dickerson, he did play second. Nobody ever mentions him, but they both said, "Oh, I think Arnold won." Followed by this big discussion that you can't judge a competition unless you were there, but neither one of them were there. And I'm like, how
Yeah.
did you guys just go from saying that then over to this?
The thing is, I just don't know why people hate on him so much. I get it. I get like the politics involved, whatever. He was the sponsor of the show, things like that. But like,
no one else was that
Shouldn't
good
have
this
been-
year. Like,
Physique
Yeah, but
was like, I mean,
he
look
shouldn't have
at
been
him.
able to compete. Really,
I
whether he
agree.
won or not, whether he
24
won or not,
Or is
shouldn't have been able to
crazy.
compete.
He should not. Yeah, I agree with that. But I still
His
think
friends with the
physique-wise-
judges. Bill Pearl was supposed to be the judge, and he said no because he knew what was going on. He talked to people about it. He said, "I don't want to get involved in this foolishness because the judge is Arnold's best friend. One of the judges was not Arnold's buddy. He told him to hit the side tricep properly. You know what happened to him? They fired him. He was done. He wasn't there the next day."
Yeah,
What do you
but
think about that?
I still think physique wise, he was the best on
if
stage.
if
That's-
anyone has
I
an
know, but
argument to beat
that's not
Arnold,
what I
it's
mean.
Boyer.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not the argument. You shouldn't be able to
Oh,
compete.
I understand what you're
That many
saying.
guys
100
on the
and I
side.
100% agree with what you're saying too. I mean, the politics involved were just crazy. I also don't. Boyer
Wait.
Co was not in the same condition though. He was watery, in my
Oh
opinion.
yeah.
What?
But he was
There's
big.
a
He was
picture-
big.
There's
He was
a picture
definitely
of
big.
Boyer Co's glutes. You can see.
Oh
his
really?
glutes. Yes.
From the 1980. Oh, go to that.
That's not there. He's not flexing them.
Pretty soggy indeed. Pretty soggy and flat.
What's this? Chris Dickerson looks really good there, but Arnold just
Yeah.
towers over everyone. You know?
You know, Chris Dickerson was really underrated, but I
No,
feel like,
he was shit.
oh, no, he had some
He actually had
impressive
the
body
best
parts.
legs, the best leagues. Do I say that incorrectly?
leagues. I think that he was super good, Chris Dickerson, but he had a lot of like disgusting body
Oh,
parts.
there's the Boyer Co glute. Go
Where's
back
it
there
at?
one. Go
Here?
back there. No, go
No,
back.
that's Arnold.
No, go back where you were. Right up there in the corner, top corner there. Is that Boyer Co? Right there.
Boyer
Look
Co,
at that.
yeah,
What do you-
that's
what do you
Boyer
guys
Co.
call that?
Okay.
You guys call
Okay.
that watery? Oh,
No,
yeah.
no, sorry, Bob.
Okay, but I mean, think about it though. Derek Lunsford has the best glutes on stage now, but the chest is
You
pretty
just
bad.
see-
The
you just
midsection.
seen those glutes. You just seen those glutes. Come on. He had a bad midsection genetically.
I'm a
Could
big fan
not
of Boyer
have.
Co.
I actually think that his midsection was pretty. I know what you mean by bad, like didn't
He
have the
didn't have
best
the-
abs shape and stuff,
Yeah, he
but
didn't have the best ab separation.
I think it suited him though, like his midsection geometry, if you will, like the vacuum. I think it
Midsection
suited,
very well,
trigonometry.
too. He,
The
he
midsection.
competed up until he was 50.
he competed at the what 19 was it 1994 Masters Olympia? There was one of them.
He competed
Mike,
the next
okay.
year, too.
I'm changing my
competed
opinion on
following
this. Mike shouldn't have won, but he should have placed higher.
Mm-mm.
Yaha,
He
yaha.
attacked
legs?
Arnold, though.
Look at the
He
legs though.
attacked Arnold. He went
Look at the
at
legs.
Arnold.
Look at the legs.
What
The
about
legs-
him?
So mid legs.
Yeah, okay. Look who won the contest.
Bubble gut
What,
banana.
what I don't get is these people that are all for all this Mike Menzer training, and it's like, well, wouldn't he be like, no matter what they say, this is the best way to train? It's like, wouldn't he be automatically the best and better than everybody else if his training was the best?
The thing is,
I just don't see it.
people. Well, I guess Mark. I guess this generation now, like a lot of people hop on the bandwagon, as you may,
It's a
as you
TikTok
may say.
thing.
It's foolishness thing. He never
Oh,
won
yeah.
a single Olympia.
Here's another good example of just Arnold towering over and just having so much more muscle than the competition.
Yeah, it's just the thing is with Mike, the training stuff, and I've always said this to anyone who asks for advice for training. The style of training depends on you and the person. I 100% believe that there's probably the optimal training out there for every person, but it's different for every person. But I think the training style that is best suited for you is the one you enjoy the most. Regardless of if it's actually the
Roger
best
Walker,
scientifically.
Australia.
I would agree,
Australian
Jake.
bodybuilder.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a prelude to Lee Priest, you know.
Yeah, Ken Waller was here. Why are we not arguing that he should have won?
Ken Waller sucks.
I'm gonna tell him you said that.
Go ahead. I'll take his T-shirt too.
Oh, I can give you more definitive opinion on the 81 Olympia. And Tom Platz is my favorite bodybuilder, but Danny Padilla should have won that show.
Danny Padilla was mint. Not in 80, 81.
81, yeah, that's what I said, 81.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't know. I still think that Danny Padilla was just too small, like short.
Oh, you
and
do,
small.
yeah?
Franco wasn't?
No, Franco was super tall. And did you not
Franco
see his?
shouldn't have won either. Franco
No,
should not have
but Franco deserved to win because he had the gyno special. You
Yeah,
don't know about that.
I mean, it was
Yeah, I know.
impressive.
That was
Danny
the most
Padilla was
impressive
fifth
gyno
this
I've
year?
ever seen.
Well, remember back in the day they
Roy
preferred.
Callender was actually picked. One of the judges had Roy Callender winning the 1981 Olympia.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, he was good.
He has a similar midsection Roy Callender to
Roy
Blessing.
Callender, Canadian, one of the best Canadian bodybuilders ever.
Actually, the best Canadian bodybuilder is Iain Valliere.
That's true.
No, Chris Bumstead.
Self-proclaimed, actually, from him. Most
Chris
winning.
Bumstead.
Well, I guess, yeah. But he's technically not a bodybuilder. He's a classic physique.
Wait
I
till
guess now
Quint
he is, though.
Beastwood gets going.
Tom Platz had.
I guess now he is.
Well, really, Iain Valliere never would have placed or did as well at that Prague Pro any time in his career. He never would have beat Bumstead there. Well, that's a
I
question,
disagree.
I think Iain Valliere.
Maybe I
Iain
disagree
Valliere.
with myself.
I think he would have placed second. I think.
I
That's
think
a
so.
good matchup. Iain Valliere is just a Canadian version of Presti. Come on.
Better legs, though. Better legs. Better legs. His legs
Are you
were good.
smoking crack?
No.
Think of how much.
Iain Valliere was complete. Wait, don't
Ian's
the 2018
legs. Ian's legs are
2018.
legit. Ian's quads are
2018.
legitimately some of the best of all time.
Dylan,
Well-
you got to go to 2018. 2018. That's
Which
where
one?
it's at. Vancouver, I think.
That's such an old version of
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, but look at the
Come
back. Look at the
on.
back, though. Look at the back. Look at the calves.
Tampa.
Tampa sucked.
Look at the calves. Look at the calves, though.
Oh,
Tampa
look at the
did
calves.
not-
Look at the calves. 2021 Texas Pros where it's at.
Texas and Tampa were both good. Look at Tampa
Ugh.
for a second. You tell me.
I think his
That's
best,
a good
his best
bodybuilder.
though.
It's good. No, look at his Tampa is good too, though.
Tampa Lightning sucks.
Oh, come on. Give me a break.
Yeah, that automatically makes it a worse version.
Yeah, but look at his front lat spread, though. Look at that, huh?
I actually prefer Texas. I think this one looks a little off. Look how deep set Ian's eyes are in this one. It looks like he got hit
He looks
over
like
the
a
forehead with a
Cyclops.
club.
He's a cyclops, like Lewis Breed.
Okay, let's wrap this up by talking about Derek. Can we get back to the subject matter after we were so
Oh, it's already
rudely
6 p.m.
interrupted?
It's
Yeah,
6
and I
p.m.
gotta get going. I gotta eat.
All right, Derek looks good. He looks not like an amateur. That's what I'm going to say.
What do you think about this update, Jake?
He looks good. He doesn't look like an amateur.
Okay,
has a
what do you
good
think about this
physique.
update, Mark?
I think he looks funny. He looks like he ate something that he shouldn't have ate.
You guys are some of the most subscribed to hardcore bodybuilding channels out here, and your analysis boils down to, I think he looks not like an amateur. I think he looks funny.
You got to give the
Like he
the
ate
people what they
something
want.
that he shouldn't have ate. No, he just looks funny. It looks like he's been crying for 3 or 4 days or something. Look at him.
It's been 3
He
or 4
probably
weeks.
has been. I mean,
Hasn't
imagine
shaved. Look, he's not.
you win the Olympia and then you lose it and he plays
Okay.
third.
Win the Olympia. I mean, he got
No,
the title. He got it.
I think Derek deserved to win it in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2022, and 2024. Those years.
Who's smoking crack?
It's got to be Dylan and Derek.
You're right.
Dylan and Derek doing crack.
Okay.
Not
What
impressed.
is? Where does Derek go from here? Does he stay third place? Like, what does he
Yeah.
do next year? What does he do long term? Mark.
I think Derek can definitely
third.
win the
I think-
Olympia again.
Yeah, Mark.
I think somebody else is going to beat him. I think him and Hadi are going down.
Martin could have, I think, genuinely
Could be Martin. Could be Martin.
beat-
Somebody.
I think Martin should have beaten Derek at the Olympia this year. I
That's fair.
genuinely believe that. Martin looked better than Derek from the front, although Martin had technically worse shape in the front double, better front lat spread, arguably a better front double because the better quads and better arms. And then the back is even super close. Better legs for Martin. So I don't know. But then again, if Derek comes in with the fuller quads, better separation in the arms, I think he could win the Olympia, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think if he changes his whole physique too, he could probably be Mr. Olympia. I mean,
Well,
what's stopping him?
if he came in like if he went to Phil Heath, and I know Phil Heath is, Phil Heath has some of the best arms ever. If he went to Phil Heath
Mid.
and then Derek and Phil Heath went to Mark's house and Mark photoshopped in real life Phil's
Slapped on
arms
some
onto
clay.
Derek, then I think that it would all work out. Mark, I've been seeing those videos you've been making. They're pretty good. They're pretty high quality. I like them. The Photoshop videos.
That classic physique one took so long.
Really? I'm never going to try that. I leave that up to you guys. It looks too difficult to do. The Photoshop and things.
It takes a while.
Okay. What do we think, Jake? The dust has settled from the Mr. Olympia. We have one more show at the beginning of the next month, December. And then we have, a little bit of downtime before things start heating up again for the Arnold. So now it's time to make some level-headed predictions, for next year and at large. We'll revisit this at the end of the year, to make some, instead of New Year's resolutions, maybe some New Year's predictions. But what do you think, short-term, long-term? That's kind of been the whole subject debate. What do you think about this? And I am being broad on purpose.
I think short-term, it's very sad that Chris Bumstead retired. I think that he's going to come back and make a big showing out of it. I think that in 2025, we won't see the return of Phil Heath, even though he will tease it a lot, and so will Kai Green. But we may see them return at the 2016 Sheru Classic. 2026, my bad. They might return. But in all seriousness, I think that in the future, looking ahead, into the near future, looking at the Arnold Classic, for instance, I think Samson is going to probably take that. I mean, who's going to challenge him, right? You don't have Martin.
Andrew Jack, maybe. You heard what what's his name? Steve said.
I just disagree with Steve. Andrew Jack, even at the Texas Pro, even with that version, would not have beat Samson. Andrew has way too many flaws, and they're asking way too much out of him. Samson. Oh yeah, even so though, Mark. I mean, think about the hamstrings, right? From the side. I mean, Andrew immediately loses two poses off the bat, right? He's losing the side tricep, side chest immediately, no question. I mean,
probably both back poses.
Be bigger though.
I don't know though. I mean, the posing,
the most muscular, he loses that.
Yeah, Andrew loses the most muscular. Andrew loses the side poses because
at least one back pose.
Both.
Andrew's not winning the back poses either, in my opinion.
That's six right there. Or that's five right there.
He was losing both front at the Olympia against Samson, I can tell you that.
I mean, Dylan, do you remember this was a while ago. You said that Andrew had the second best rear double bicep. Do you remember that?
I didn't say that. No, you're so full of shit. I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
Texas Pro. Mark, he said that if Andrew had better conditioning.
Yeah, I remember he said it.
Okay, yes, I did say that. I did say that. I did not say Andrew has the second best back double bicep. I said
that's like me saying if my grandma had wheels.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if he, with the back he has currently, if he dropped literally a couple more pounds with the back he has already, it would be one of the best backs up there. I firmly believe that.
His back isn't even that good.
You're retarded.
It's not all that. It's not all that. Like, you know what a good back looks like? A good back looks like Mark's back, like my back, like your back, Dylan. You have the best back right now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, because I'm carrying this podcast with all my correct takes. Oh, yeah, let's look at Texas. Texas actually is... Oh, my gosh, why'd they take so many pictures? Okay.
There it is.
These are great insertions. This is great thickness to have for some guy with
he has the potential to have one of the best rear doubles of all time. He doesn't have one of the best rear doubles of all time, even here at his best.
Okay. If you make this
tricep insertions are going to get even shorter as he ages.
That's okay. That's true.
Up.
No,
You
I'm
know,
saying if he got peeled, let's say to the level that his hamstrings were a bit more dug out and we actually had lines in the glutes, right? And that translated to the back, very easy thing to do. It's the only thing he needs to do, really. I mean,
did you
hamstrings,
actually realize that though? Look at that. His
yes.
his torso from behind, like his upper body looks very short compared to his lower, like, right? Is that
He
just
has
me?
long legs for sure.
But you don't really notice that from the front.
Phil Heath,
Yeah, Phil. Yeah, definitely Phil Heath. As a
very
matter of
long.
fact, why don't we take a look at Phil Heath from
Let's
2011?
not.
Yeah,
Look
we
at
gotta wrap
this.
this up. We gotta wrap this up soon, guys. I
Yeah.
gotta go eat.
No, come on. It literally looks like Patrick Moore.
Shut
Yeah.
up. It looks like Patrick Moore.
Especially at the Olympia. He's scrunching them back too, to be fair.
Patrick
But
Moore does not like YouTube channels.
I don't care what Patrick likes. He also doesn't like dieting and competing and doing well.
You know
Oh,
who
come
does like
on.
dieting? Martin Fitzwater.
He loves it.
Doesn't mind at all.
Same like me. I mean, right now I think I'm at 0.33 body fat.
I've seen the glutes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can imagine.
Yeah, because I have a
Okay,
competition.
Mark. Short and long-term vision for bodybuilding. Where is this ship headed?
It's headed to an end of Samson's debut or his reign in about 2 or 3 years.
Right?
And then by then, we will know who is the next big name.
By then I will be. What if
We
it's
might not
me?
even know who he is yet. We
Yeah,
might
what if
not
it's-
even know who he
What
is
if
yet.
it's you? What if it's
Wait,
you?
if I actually became a pro bodybuilder and I was doing really well, like, and I was projected to do like I won a big pro show, like happenstance. This all happened within the next 3 years.
Okay.
Just covering me, Mark. Am I going to see a comparison of me versus like Phil Heath?
I would put you in the most embarrassing comparisons you can imagine.
Why don't you enter the Marks Max Invitational first? And then
Why don't you hit the gym first,
Well,
son?
I mean, I don't think I can because it says you're not allowed to be a pro.
I would like to see you two and Dylan is Xavier Wills, Kenzen, and Sonch.
Oh, but
all in the
that's not
Invitational.
because Dylan isn't natural like me. That's
Yeah.
not fair.
Are there any rules for that?
Sean,
No, I
Goat
guess
Fitness,
not.
Get him in there too.
Who?
Huh?
Oh, I don't know.
Goat
I just-
Fitness, put Superset Man in it.
I need
What
to
a-
get
what an event that would be.
2, 3, 4, 5% leaner to get to negative point something.
Oh, come on,
And
I
then-
did my guest posing fat.
Yeah, but you looked good. Like I'm definitely fatter than that now, probably. I think.
Okay, so I'm gonna give my predictions here.
Yeah.
And I'm licking my finger, putting it up in the wind here. I don't sense any winds of immediate change next year. I think we stay largely on the same trajectory. I think Martin, Derek, and Hadi will be occupying the top 5 with someone else, probably again Andrew Jacked. If he pulls it together, he's going to be 1 and 2 with Samson in some order. The judges are Steve Weinberger is salivating over Andrew. Like Fuad asked a question about Samson. He's like, oh man, I don't know about Samson, but I'd like to see him and Andrew together. Okay, why are you saying this? Andrew is the guy that won the market. It's where they want this to go. He needs to pull it together. Outside of that, I think that's the top 5 plus Samson, Martin, Hadi, Derek, Andrew. I'd say Andrew has the biggest potential to move up. Derek and Hadi have the most potential to move down. I'd say Derek has the most potential to move down overall, though. Not. I don't anticipate them moving down that much, though. And then I think that's really it. I think we've worked so hard to get to the place we are now, and I think we're and that place is an aesthetic new mass with class era. I think we're in a nice holding point for right now. Things will balance out, but I think the ship has landed. Do you guys concur?
Yeah, I agree.
Sure.
I hate you.
Well, no, I said basically the same thing. Samson's gonna end his reign in a couple of years, and then it'll be somebody else. It could be Derek, and could be Hadi, could be Martin.
Could
They're
be
not
me.
gonna go back. They're not gonna go back. Could
I
be
forgot
Mick.
how good you dressed up today. How well you dressed up today.
This is suede.
Oof. Yeah,
You know, this is real mink. Real mink. You don't know.
Yeah.
From Russia.
Yeah.
Cheap polyester blend.
No, mink. Mink. You're not allowed. Look at this. Mink. Yep.
That is not made out of minge.
Mink. And these shoulders right here, lateral raising fives. Fives.
That's all you need. You bend over, get back
5
there,
pounds.
get into the. That's all you need.
Oh, Jake's about to hit a workout right behind him.
Yeah, you see? It's my gym. I don't think I've used this since 2020.
We can tell.
I actually tied this up so it doesn't take up space.
Okay.
I don't know how to get it out of my house.
Does anyone else have anything to add? I know you guys are hungry.
Yes, I'm very hungry. Very hungry.
I'm
So
going to
nothing
get
to add.
skinnier and skinnier and skinnier if I don't eat now.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this fiery episode of Project Bodybuilding. I knew this would be a great discussion. Did not disappoint, gentlemen. Well
And
dressed.
the outfit too.
Oh, yes.
Very nice.
Well dressed, lagging Mark. Jake from Jake Ultimate Fitness and his Patagonia sweater. It was great to have you both on today. Great discussion. So make sure to hit the like button on this video, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to their channels as well down in the description. And that's it. I will see you all in the next video.